Hello everyone. Right now we're going to start playing some D&D. You might recognize at least the channel and voice because of the Pit Podcast, but I am now joined by these fine gentlemen. And so what we're going to do is a little bit different, not only because it's a live stream, but also because it's a part of a marble race as well. So for you as well, how that's going to work is that as you go on your different quests or jobs that you might pick up, before that we're going to do a marble race. This is going to decide what encounters or what you may encounter on your journey. Afterwards, at the end of the quest, think kind of Monster Hunter, time comes up and you actually are just kind of savaging. So that's when we're going to actually do a secondary marble race. That one you guys don't have to sit in if you want to go to, like, need to go to a bathroom break or anything like that. That one's going to be your loot. And so what I'm also going to do is have it where you roll a d4, and that's going to decide how much loot drops. We have a chart, and with that one we'll decide like what that item's going to be. You'll not know until basically both are in your face. Rather be the encounters or be the actual items themselves, and they vary and so forth. So what we're going to do first is just introductions. So I'm Colin. I'm going to be your Dungeon Master for tonight. Hopefully it'll be some fun to be had. And so going from this gentleman Noah, so going my left to my right, please introduce yourself, introduce your character. Let's do character name, race class. So your name, character name, race class.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, hi, I'm Noah. I will be playing Buramong, who is an orc artificer, or artificer, however you want to say it.
Alright, my name is Trey. I'm playing a gnome fighter named Quincy Boondrop.
I'm Josh. I'm playing a Furbolg Ranger whose name is Grain.
My name's Gavin. I'm playing Finn, who is a Goliath fighter, Rune Knight.
Perfect. All right. So, you gentlemen ready? Let's get it up. So I will ask this one because I would like you to start off. What would you want your names to be? Your group name. This is what's going to submit all of you into this one. You've been traveling for some time, almost years now, together in these lands of Eberron. So, what would that be?
Are we just like a regular adventuring group, or any
Correct.
specification?
Not really. Odds and ends. There are 4 people that you seem to kind of gravitate to, but other than that one, if something comes up, you would go for it. But you found out, like, the 4 individuals, it seems to be the best thing.
Just like people we take jobs from?
Correct,
Those
yes.
four? Okay, so we got, what race are you again? I'm sorry.
Furbolg.
What a motley crew we have.
Goliath, Furbolg, what are you?
Orc, full orc.
I'm a gnome.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of variety here. I was trying to think of one
So
before, but I'm really struggling.
let's do Quincy's crew.
That's not fair.
I'll be a part of Quincy's crew. Grain would like that.
I mean, honestly, Joe would probably be down for it as well.
I don't think
makes
Finn's
you
gonna
the
care that much about it.
Okay.
That makes you the leader.
You know, it kind of fits. My character's background is pirate.
Perfect.
Quincy's crew it is then.
Let's use crew. All right.
That was fast.
Okay, I like that. I like the speed. All right, so where you're actually starting off is with a individual that is a sky captain. He flies one of these elemental ships. So how that one goes is that with your travels, especially with one of your patrons, she originally kind of introduced you to him. After going back and forth and kind of earning her trust, you then earned the trust of this captain. So his name is Herb Tor, or Hib Tor. So with that one, he's just your kind of scurvy, salty dog, but sky captain. One of the things is he wears a big, grandiose hat. Everyone keeps saying, hey, I think he might be a pirate, and he's just like, oh, no, but then he does something slightly piratey, but he will deny it to the day he dies. And so I would say with that one, Quincy, that's where you would know him, or at least have this kindred spirit. Maybe you're of the ocean, but he is of the sky, kind of thing.
Yeah.
The boat itself is quite grandiose as well, matching the weird opulence that he's kind of trying to convey. You know that most of the time that what he does is some passenger and a lot of cargo. So because of this, the clientele that do get on the boat, he tries his best to make it look as spit polished as possible. Kind of goes overboard with some of the rooms being lavish and so forth, but not really matching the rest of the aesthetic of the ship itself. So you know on there are at least 3 places that kind of set your interest. These are your waypoints. So one of the cities are called Fairfar. What Fairfar is just your normal kind of town. It really boomed because of the magic rail that went through it, that helped grow a lot of just their commerce and trade and so forth. The person that resides in here, there's 2 different people. So one of the people, she's a tabaxi. So a brown sphinx-like cat. But tabaxis, for those who don't know, are humanoid cats. So her name is Tess Bell. So with that one, she's a really kind woman. For the most part, what she does is collect things that might be dangerous, as in just trying to get them away from other people. But the other thing that she does is she likes collecting certain rarities and things that just might really just be wonderful for her own collection. So the characters that might stick out to you there, she has a little pixie assistant. The little pixie assistant's name is Jada. She keeps the books. She always has a small clipboard, always writing. She has little tiny glasses. She's probably about this big. She's, for the most part, professional, but she does have an attitude. She does have a mood, except towards Grim. For some reason, she loves fear blogs, and it might be just your ranger. The reason why there's something about that this little fae goes out of her way to make sure that you're accommodated. The other thing is Bo. Bo is a small bullywog, little frog butler. Big black hole, shiny eyes, always walks around with a little dish trying to give people something, tea, whatever. Doesn't really speak as much, but then that's just how he is. The other people of interest within the city would be Feared. Feared is a guy who's probably a part of the underworld. There have been times prior that he's had to try to steal or acquire things that belong to Fastbell. She explains to many of you that she's had a party of adventurers go out that had a Genasi, Aircroa, some others, and they just never came back. Probably died in the temple somewhere. But getting all of you, she did get at least some of the bodies recovered, and then the item that she was looking for, which immediately helped you with that one. Also with Fear, he has a bodyguard, a Warforged that is rather tall with a plume of hair that comes out of him. Warforges are golem-like magical creatures. So with that one, he kind of is the enforcer. He's really nice, really cordial, but it just kind of, something's off. You've seen Warforges before, but there's something off about him. For the most part, he will talk to you, he'll make sure everything's good, but he kind of, within the radius of ruffians, he's the kind of the guy that you deal with. But with that being said, so your other spot is going to be the Intercaves. Intercaves are where the dwarves live. Intercaves, they deal with a lot of, like, some trading materials, a lot of the normal things itself. So Dote is the man who is basically like the governor of that area. Another man that you deal with, or dwarf, you deal with, he's, again, helps you out when he can and so forth. And then the last guy is a man named Gunther. Gunther lives in the swing ports. Swing ports are cliffs that kind of underneath them is where they build the cities. The thing about swing port is that a lot of flying ships can easily access them that way. So there's no reasons for really roads, anything. They just kind of hang amongst themselves. So the way that this will work is that each might have a job for you somewhere. They might intersect, but the best thing to do is not to try to pick up multiple jobs. A lot of these individuals know of each other, and just because of what happened earlier, especially with Tess Bell, they feel that there might be a conflict of interest that could not be their benefit. So each one of these people have different buffs or so forth that will help you out. So saying that if you want to go to a desert area, then all of them might have a thing that will help you in some aspects towards it. Does that make sense? All right. So with these 3 places, where would you want to start at? You have, just because of just, I would say, renown, you've had started different places. So you actually have like little residents in each of these places. The captain himself allows you to stay on the ship until whatever, no real fare, because he knows that every once in a while you might throw him a few coin anyways. So he's going to benefit somewhere or another, especially in Fairfar. People are like, it'll at least give him some kind of clout or some kind of credit that, hey, these people were on the ship. So between these 4, which way would you want to start off?
Well, which place do you guys want to go to?
Your car sounds cool.
I was also liking that place as well.
Which one is that again?
Yeah.
The one with Tess,
Yeah.
Okay,
Tess and the Pixie, and
making sure.
Oh,
I thought that was which one, but I was
yeah.
just making sure.
Okay, perfect.
Works for me. I don't care. They all sound cool. I just like the visual of the swing ports, though. That sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
the swing port's kind of cool.
yeah, you're right.
So as you're kind of, so you don't start off at the tavern, you start off on the deck of a ship, a flying ship. Boasted to be one of the fastest ships there are. It's called the Gray Cloud. The ship's not gray, but he thinks it sounds really cool. So walking around at this part, between the galleys, your rooms, and so forth, where would you be moving about in the ship?
My character would probably be walking around on top of the deck.
Okay.
Graham would probably be just standing where he can catch the wind, just like staring off into the clouds. Yep, not with arms out. Not Titanic.
Burmag would probably just be like down in his quarters with a lantern, fiddling with his armor or weapons or whatever, just tinkering on some stuff.
Finn would probably most likely be hanging off the side of the ship, more likely just looking down, depending on the altitude, since he breathes incredibly easy at high altitudes.
Perfect, yes. And so, at this part, you can see that there's a bit of a bump, just wind turbulence in itself. The giant rings of arcane energy that kind of encircle the ship just make a as they move along. After a while, to the point you kind of forget that they even are doing that. That bump, though, you can hear the sound of an obvious barrel kind of rolling, and then the company sound of tumbling, like something kind of bouncing around. You look over, and it seems like a barrel has been spilled with apples in it. A few of the crew are kind of trying to get it, but before they can, the immediate, in the dark parts of the, coming onto the deck, you hear, of course, the captain just like, "Look alive, boys, look alive." So he just kind of walks out, breathe that fresh air, and then just kind of walking around the port or the deck itself, kind of looking to see everything. He just kind of like, Finn, my boy, what are you doing on that deck? Or off of it, at least.
I was enjoying the view down there. It's so high up and easy to breathe for like most of us.
Did you not feel the wind, boy? It'll be quite easier when you're going downward.
It wasn't really quite big of my concern at the moment.
You adventurers are crazy, that's me. So he slowly just walks around, kind of helps one of the little crew men, probably like a little just cabin boy, and just kind of throws the rest of the barrels and adjusting it. I know it will be probably about another hour before we finally get to port, if that's fine with you, gentlemen.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know, though, there's tokens of adventurers necessary. I know that 4 of your individual friends have been on the buzz. The problem with this is, though, how do they say it? Might be a bit dangerous for you. But there's a good chance you'll be getting some swag.
Sounds good to
Swag?
me.
Yeah, some magical items. I myself don't deal with magical items, or magic of any sort. It makes me nervous, it does. And so he kind of just turns around and starts walking. One of the passengers that seems to be a lady wearing really nice clothes, kind of collar and button, was just like, "Are you a pirate?" It's like, "Of course not, I'm not a pirate. I'm a reputable man." And just turns around and just kind of walks. It's like, "Where's me rum?" And just kind of goes back into the thing itself. After a while, you start pulling up. So an hour passed. You start pulling up to a tower. This isn't anything special. You've seen this countless times. The tower itself is almost ziggurat-esque, a spiral that no one really can walk on. Stairs, that are ungodly, and then there's a long port built with almost like a half of a bridge. And on that one, the slow pull until finally it finds the dock, and hands jump out immediately to start tying it up and cinching it into and kind of anchoring it. And then, of course, just with robust, "Finally here, fair or far for anyone who's coming off." And he just kind of turns around, dusts off his hat, and starts walking. I would say that all of you are basically right at the edge of this kind of thing. So at this point, he just kind of pats all of you on the shoulder and so forth, or kind of rubs your head since you're shorter than everyone. It's like, "You lads, you keep it easy. And if you need old captain, you let me know." And he just slowly starts walking down, kind of having an apple that he probably got from the thing itself. As you're kind of waiting, people are immediately kind of pushing you kind of shoulder to get to start grabbing barrels to help load off whatever this cargo was at one point. So now that you're in Fairfar, at least knowing that 2 patrons are here, which patron would you want to talk to? Again, both are on the table at this point. And then you can always send a quick correspondence through a sending stone that that can at least get you the other ones. Because there's a good chance if he said all 4, then all 4 are offering something. And so they're really good at kind of assessing the situation, so there's a good chance the money will probably match each other. Again, there's mouths and people who speak and go, "How much is this person?" "Oh, yes, this much." Okay, and they, at least in that aspect. So at least with this one, who would be the patron that you want to see?
So we have Tess or Ferg.
Yeah, Tess or Feared.
Fear.
I say Fugue was so it was a pixie?
No, so Feared is just a human.
The underworld.
Oh,
He's got
okay,
the
sorry.
Warforged dude.
Yes, he is the Warforged Enforcer. So there's a good chance, though, that he deals with not too reputable things. He pays well. He doesn't cause you any trouble. And it seems the authorities don't ever mind or have questions for you. Tess is the one she's a cat human, so she's
Okay.
going to be that one. She has the little assistant that's the pixie.
I go to Tess.
Let's go see Miss Jada.
What? Sounds good to
She's
me.
always nice.
Either one's fine with me.
And so him saying that kind of still sits there like, "Is she though? Is she nice?" And so, yes, so as you walk again, you've walked these streets hundreds of times, to the degree that even some people kind of wave at you and just go about their business. Other people don't pay you any mind whatsoever. Going into near the center of the city, you know that it's almost like a park that either through luck, through inheritance, or maybe just sheer magic, there's a tiny little park where Testbell's house sits. So walking in there, it's even kind of shrouded in a little bit of darkness. The shade is blocked, or at least the sun is blocked out by the shade, and fireflies kind of dance around this little picturesque cottage. Walking in, and immediately you get to her house, you've been. Who would want to rap on the door?
I'll do it.
Okay, perfect.
Knock her off.
So the minute you knock on the door kind of and opens up. You were met eye to eye with a small little butler. So it's a little frog standing on two feet. Well, I guess a large frog for size reference. but he wears just like a little half butler's outfit. Well, he has these cuffs and things, but he just doesn't wear pants. And so the minute he opens, he's like, "Meh, meh, 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 meh. Oh, meh." And so he just kind of starts waving you in and so forth.
All right. I'll go ahead and walk in.
So stepping into the house immediately, there's what seems to be like what would be a shelf where you could like coat racks and stuff usually. There though, there's a tiny chair, and then sitting in the chair, kind of just writing, is a small little pixie, wearing just like a green dress, and just kind of busily writing. There's a pencil in her hair. There's like the world's tiniest spectacles on her, like on her nose, and she's just kind of writing. And so, what's your marching order at this time?
I'll be back.
I'll walk in after Quincy.
Yeah, I guess I'll be in the front at the moment.
I'm probably gonna see if I fit through that door.
Yeah.
Cause I think I'm the tallest.
Yeah.
I'm only 6 feet. I'm small for
I'm
him.
8 feet.
Oh no, dude, I'm like I think I'm 7.5.
Yeah, he's tall.
I'm 8 feet.
Oh, okay, you're 8 feet.
Jesus, football's human size.
I'm like a
Never
forest.
mind, if you can fit, I can definitely fit.
So I guess I'll like crouch down. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I'm probably.
I'm gonna give the
crouching,
frog
too.
a little like
Yeah, he's
it was a furry animal or something.
just kind of legs out of sync, and just keeps on trying to hold up a thing of like tea for everyone who's kind of walking by him. And so as you're kind of walking by, so we know as Jade is just kind of writing, looking at. Oh! And she immediately flies to you. Hi, how are you doing? Do you need anything to drink?
No, ma'am, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm gonna hold out one of the apples from the ship.
Oh my goodness
I
gracious!
thought you would like these.
I do like it. So he kind of takes it and steadies her wings and just kind of puts it beside her. Thank you very much. And then just kind of, how are the rest of you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
You doing?
I don't know if it's just coincidence, but Miss Bell is waiting for you.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
If you need anything, please let Bo know. You can tell me directly. And she's just kind of starts writing again. So again, you know this house pretty well. The bigger guys know that there's probably not something they can completely sit on comfortably, except maybe a stressed chair, stool, so forth. Other than that, she has a few chairs. So the minute that you come in, there's a small fire going that seems to be more for just show versus having to really be, it's not really producing heat. And so there's a cat, elegant and sleek. She's a tall woman. She wears a little cameo on around her neck. Again, a two-tone dress, and then just a long kind of flower bellish kind of dress and stuff, and just high boots that are kind of just covered by the thing. Just cross-legged as well, writing something, putting stuff aside, and just her tail slowly just again, instinctively just kind of moving back and forth. And so as you step into darken her room, she's just like, hello, how are all of you?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Good to hear. So I brought you here because I have a job or a few for you. So firstly, I would have to ask, would you have any problems going to any colder regions or hotter regions?
It doesn't bother me.
Perfect. Well, where are my manners? How are all of you, and have you been offered refreshments?
Yes,
Yes,
he has
ma'am.
offered.
Perfect. Yes. So, I will use the first off the docket. So, someone roll me just a d4.
2.
2. Perfect. So, what I have here is a simple quest, really. So, Brandon Swamp has some ruins there. I can offer you 600 gold for this job. Brandon Swamp. The ruins themselves are unknown. I don't know the names of them, unfortunately. But there's at least an item there that I would love for you to acquire for me. It's just a small item. Again, it has no magical significance. But I would prefer to have it in my collection, just to.
What does this idol look like?
So the item itself is a small, squat, demonic figure, making a really scary face, grimacing, holding up what seems to be just another disc. Nothing sits on it, and that same disc is on the side of it. And she kind of pulls out a piece of paper that has the drawing of it itself.
Okay.
And just, there's some writing on it in a different language. So yes, this right here would be what I would need. So again, I would hope that you would do with me, because again, I've heard some whisperings that others are after it, but I'm a businesswoman. I can understand if you don't want to do it for me, but if you can acquire it for me, that would be wonderful. I'll happily supply you with whatever you need and so forth, but at least that's what's on the table at this time.
That sounds like a good offer.
All the same to me.
I know runes.
Interesting. I'd like to see
You know
those made of.
Runes.
Runes are runes.
I know runes are different runes.
I do love a good adventure.
Perfect.
It's in a swamp.
Yes, it's in a swamp. I don't have all the intel on it, but I know, again, these things are at least maybe anywhere from 400 to maybe 600 years old. Don't think anyone worships whatever was in there, but again, just where it deals with.
No idea what kind of wildlife's around there.
No, I don't. Not
I know
offhand.
swamps.
Oh, well. Hopefully nothing in there won't go through, but we'll find out. I'm sure we can handle it.
Yeah. I'll be able to stop anything that comes at you.
How far are you?
Tall as I need to be.
And so at this one, you can either, yes, go
I
ahead.
just realized
Yes.
we're Quincy's crew. He's like 3 feet tall, and then we are 6, 7, and 8 feet tall, and he's in charge.
And I've got the sword and shield.
Oh god.
And so at this point, you know that that again, just by what is being at least whispered, that probably Fear has the same want. For some strange reason, Fear just has this kind of just inclination to constantly just try best to F over tests for whatever reasons it may be. Through the grapevine, you hear that the last thing that they got actually did have magical properties, though, but it didn't really work out for him that well. And again, if you look over, you can see on her shelf that item is sitting there, so she was given to you. But again, Fear has no like bad blood with you. He understands this business. He can only offer so much, and then it goes
So
that way.
last time we beat Fear to the item.
Yeah, so what happened basically was that, as we explained, there was a group of adventurers, ragtag and kind of not too serious. 2 different types of genasies, a rock gnome, 2 Aircroa. They all went to try to recover this thing, and then they just died doing it. Feared supposedly had one of them working for him, and they just never made it back alive. I think my one-shot people might know what that means.
Yeah, I picked up on that the first time around. Thank you.
Yes, so yes, you can either go to Fear and kind of asking that, or you can just go, kind of go on the shell or the shell of the stone and see what the others are offering. And at that point, once you kind of have made contact in some way of this job that you're very sure is going to be the same one, what benefits each one might grant you for picking up their job.
Well, what do you guys think?
What do you think Fear will say?
I'm not sure.
I guess we should go ask him what kind of job he has, if it's the same one.
Okay, perfect.
Might as well hear it. No harm in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're the leader.
So, as you're kind of just walking through the city itself, again, sun is perfect. Though the weather is idyllic for just basking in the day kind of thing. Except for then after a while, there's just this strange cold chill that kind of just kind of settles in for a bit. It's just something off. Like that idea, like, did I leave the stove on, or you know what I mean? That thing that something is not right. But it only happens after you've left this little shady area. So about time you like kind of walk out again, different people just are, at least the folks of Tespel kind of bid you adieu as you're kind of leaving. So who's in front and who's in back?
I guess I'll still be in front.
Okay.
I'll still be in the back.
All right. So I need you two to roll me, just roll me perception, fine.
Oh boy. 17.
6.
17. So with that 17, as you're kind of walking through, again, either the faces of people you know who kind of smile at you and just keep going, or the faces of people who are just indifferent to all of you. There's a third type of party. So there are 3 men, far off, probably within, I would say, probably 30, 40 feet, kind of passing through, and just one of them cannot hide his obvious, like, killing intent. Just kind of staring at you, while the other 2 don't look at you. You can see that they have cloaks that kind of cover, or hoods that would cover most of their eye. But by just by their eyelids that they're kind of shifting around looking at all of you. The other man has his cloak off. You can see on his head that looks like almost like a half circle with spikes kind of going into it. It kind of makes a symbol that looks almost like a sun, but it's obviously not, because there's a little bit serpentine look to it. So he just kind of stares at you, and when you kind of make eye contact with him, he snaps out of whatever fantasy of violence that he had, and just kind of looks and then just moves through the thing, kind of pushing the 2 out of the way and then moving through. The other 2 just kind of looking and then just going as well. On their backs, you can see the same symbol. Their cloaks are about like a dark charcoal color. The symbol on this snake on their back, or this half C, you can now tell it's serpentine, and then these things almost represent like spikes going through it. So about 4 spikes on the back of them. They just kind of weave through, and then they're completely gone at this point.
Okay.
He
And we're-
smells like death.
I cast message up to Quincy at the front
Okay.
and inform him of what I've seen and ask him what he wants to do.
Well, let's leave him be until he messes with us.
Alright, I'll be ready.
You're the leader.
And as I say that I'll be ready, I just rest my hand on the worn butt of the pistol at my hip.
Okay. And so, without any other issue, you happily, because again, most of you didn't see that unless just told, so there's still like a little bit of a happiness, jolliness. Because always going to test, there's a bit
He's
of
just looking around
like, just like going to test, there's always a bit of like jolliness to it. So you get to what looks like just a darkened gray building. Doesn't seem to have any commerce, but you can see that it's open. Walking in, again, all of you know basically the deal of what this is. So walking in, there's a little old man, wizened and just kind of writing stuff down. He sees you and he just goes, "There you are, boys. He's in the back.
All right, thank you.
Yes. He's on high spirits today."
Oh, good.
And so you get to the back and you immediately kind of push the door a little bit, and then it releases pressure and opens up. You take it, then you slide it into the wall itself, and you go in itself. And I would say the last person, if this is more habitual, just to kind of close the door back. So going in there, you're immediately not really stopped, but encountered by who you know as Moose. So he's a very tall, he's probably 7 foot, so you two kind of meet eye to eye. Very tall Warforged. Most Warforged have just kind of like your almost featureless, but he has 2 like big horns, like metal horns that come out of his head, and then this big like just tuft of what looks like actual or like human hair that kind of just hangs out of the helmet itself. But for intents and purposes, all you know is that he is technically a Warforged. So he immediately is just like, gentlemen, how are all of you?
So we're doing fine.
The boss he's on his, he has a mood. Good mood for the most part, but you never can tell. Right this way. So he kind of just turns and starts walking with a clink, clink, clink as he's walking. A woman in all black kind of curtsies and then just leaves as you go upstairs. Upstairs, a vast office, big table over the top, carved out of some blackened wood, and then just drapes and so. The man there has what seems like he has long hair, or at least right here. The other side of his face has completely been singed by who knows what. He won't tell you, Moose won't tell you, and everyone else who isn't in the circle kind of just makes up stupid speculations that don't have any bearing that would probably be anywhere near true. So immediately, the minute that Moose goes, "Hey boss," it's like, "I told you not to bother me until my friends get here. Gentlemen,
Hi.
I am glad that you have come. I have myself a bit of a job for all of you. I think it might be very lucrative for you as well. Little birdie told me, little birdie, that there's some interesting things going on in Brian, is it Brian? No, Bob, Brian, yes, that's what I said, Brian and Swamp. So I will, again, what we always do, I'll offer you a job, take the job, and you get money, and I'm happy, and you're both happy, or all of you are happy. So let's see. It's the idol of Cog, small little creepy demon thing. I would love for you to get it for me.
All right. And what are you offering if we bring it back?
Ooh, I will offer you. 500 gold.
This test wants that.
What? She does.
She just asked us to get the same thing.
Indeed.
Is it this? Does he have like a desk or a table?
Yes, he does.
Okay, I tap the. Yeah, so I just tap the table, and the image that she showed us just like appears on the surface of the table.
So he kind of.
Is it that?
That woman. Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, she offered 700.
700 gold.
Why? I just dispelled the.
Okay. 700 gold for that. What can we do here? So give me a persuasion check.
18.
18. Fine. I'll make it 700 gold.
You boys are alright with that?
That sounds good.
Yeah, I guess we'll bring it back to you then.
Perfect. Sounds good to me.
You can talk with birds.
What?
I can talk with birds.
Wait.
The little baddies that you was talking about.
No, they're actual. They're not actual birds. They're people. They're actual people. You talk to the people. You call them little birdies.
Oh, I know that. He doesn't know that.
No, they're not real birds. Have you not heard that phrase? It's
No.
pretty common, I thought.
When I talk to birds, I talk to birds.
What do they say?
They talk about the wind and the trees. They don't talk about idols.
I don't speak to them, but sometimes I do like to follow the seagulls.
Seagulls talk about the sea.
It's lovely.
Fascinating. Anyway, you got any
What are we
extra?
talking about? No. So they're not birds. They're just birds. They're people.
Yes.
Gossip.
People birds. God.
No, they're not people birds. They're actual
They're
people.
bird people.
No, they're not actual birds. Someone told me through the grapevine, he kind of gets nudged, through gossip, that these people, the swamp people, just the swamp,
Just a swamp.
the swamp.
There's no people.
There might be people.
Are they dangerous people?
I don't think so. I've entrusted you before in a few jobs, and I think you can probably handle it pretty well.
Any intel about what lives around there besides the people?
Intel.
Nature.
Let me see. Intel. What lives in swamps? Moose?
Usually reptiles.
Yeah, reptiles. So yeah, they're reptiles.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. There shouldn't be anything too dangerous in there. It's not like there's hags in the swamps.
There's,
I've never been to the swamp. I don't
I
know.
feel like there might be hags in the swamp. That's alright.
Hags do like swamps.
Oh dear.
Well,
Well, this ought to be fun.
I mean, I think that it'd be probably within. But I think you can do it. I'm pretty sure. I mean,
Yeah, we got this.
Don't worry, we've got the birds on our side.
are we talking about people? Or are we going back to that weird animal thing?
I meant we're real birds, because apparently you can talk to. Anyway. So, 700 gold if we get this item.
700 gold if you get this item.
I like that deal.
All right, and then it is an accord. After kind of walking to his desk and looking smug about it, kind of leaning back in his chair, Moose is kind of like, Yeoman, and then just sort of basically escorting you out until you can get to the streets itself.
Gonna rub the head of that guy that's at the front, like he's like the throne.
Okay, he was just kind of like, mighty strange, very irregular. You boys have a good day. And
All right, goodbye.
just waves you off. So you know that at your abode, this is just a little small kind of place that you, for the most part, just keep your stuff. But this inclination that there's two people that you can talk to. This sending stone is kind of almost like a Blarney stone, just there. And then just speaking to it that it has these direct line to these other individuals. Where you were just traveling the ship, you just couldn't obviously move this thing around. So going to that place, you know that this area is also a part of Red Street, so it's quite close to places that are familiar. So, like, who would be like opening the door? All of you have a key to this place individually.
I'll go ahead and open the door.
Okay. So the minute you open the door, you startle something kind of running around, and then it immediately kind of just goes upstairs, and then you can kind of just hear it just not making any sound anymore.
I like to shout and play, hey!
So itself kind of looks like a cat. So I'll say with its speed, give me kind of like an insight on this thing as it's kind of darts around.
That is a 13.
A 13. So it looked like a hairless cat. But the problem with it, as it kind of ran, you saw something kind of receding into its mouth. And it just kind of moved away a little too fast to see what that was. You don't know if it ate a few mice all at once or if something just went wrong there.
Boss, did we get a pet?
Not that I was aware of.
I just slowly slide the pistol out of the holster. Just, okay.
Okay. Walking downstairs, you can see that for the most part everything seems to be in order. Some of the papers that you're pretty sure that you left on the table are kind of scattered on the floor. It could be this open window that's downstairs near your kitchen, because as you walk in, it's just the little like commons area, the little kitchen, like a rounded table. None of you always sit and eat all together. Just impossible to do so. But whenever, so kind of blown onto the floor. You're not too sure about upstairs. This place is quite accommodating because of the gentleman with a larger stature. They were able to kind of form it so all of you can kind of fit and move freely. They didn't fix the door, so it's still kind of a duck. But after that, you can move around. So the thing ran upstairs. What would you want to do, though?
I want to climb upstairs and.
I want to find it and try to talk to it.
Okay. So as you're kind of walking upstairs, it's almost as quiet as like a tune. You can only hear the sound that sounds like your curtain's kind of blowing, and maybe hitting a vase or something there. So both of you upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, it doesn't seem like this room, at least there's anything living in this room, but there's more ransacking happening, and this window is open. Again, you're pretty sure you closed this window. You can tell that through some days of wet rain might have came in, that some of the other papers and books are kind of swollen now because of old rain damage to it.
Oh man.
So looking in this, like again, it's just a top foyer basically. So there's what is a sitting area, and then just another like a desk for the stationery, and then the window itself. So if you want to give me investigation on if there's anything on this window that might give anything, or at least at any part of the room itself.
That is a 9.
9.
But
I'm going to look out the window. Look down. Nat 20.
Okay, perfect. Wonderful. So with this one, kind of seeing the windowsill, you to yourself thought, you've seen this windowsill probably who knows how many times, but it's nothing to remember. But the problem that you find with it is that it seems as if something has gone underneath it to pop this window open. You can tell that the scratching itself is probably something that's dug under, curved, and then kind of lifted itself up. With the 9, you can kind of hear something kind of moving underneath the bed.
I try to crawl under the bed.
Okay.
Take a look.
As you're crawling under the bed, you can hear the low, guttural noise of a cat. Just and then looking, the little cat is kind of curved C in the corner itself. And just kind of, as he's just kind of huddled up into the corner.
I try to reach for my shield and put the concave in towards the cat. I'm just like, come here.
Okay. give me like a dexterity and kind of wiggle. And the cat's like, what? No.
Dexterity, just a regular check.
Yes.
3.
3. So the cat kind of backs up, trying to figure out its options. Only bats once at the shield, and then just kind of scoops around. At this point, you can see that your comrade goes in, and then a cat comes out. And just kind of looks and starts looking and trying to figure out should it go back upstairs and so forth.
I'll bend down with my hand out, just prone.
So give me animal handling.
I think I have an advantage on
Show you how to handle some animals.
animal handling, so 19.
Oh, perfect. So as you do, there's a little bit of the, and he just kind of looks, smells, and then slowly just goes towards your hand.
I'm gonna try and scoop him up.
All right. He allows this behavior to happen as you kind of scoop him up. As you scoop him up, he's still trying to figure do I like this or not. Looking at the animal, again, it's a hairless cat, but there's a brand on it. You're not too sure if it might be a birthmark, it might be a tattoo, but it looks like a half C serpentine with these spikes, 4 spikes going into it, just like right on its shoulder, as it's just kind of looking around like what next kind of thing too.
I guess I'm gonna show you that he's been hurt. He's got a mark.
Oh yeah, as I crawl out of the bed, I get up and take a look at it.
Okay. It realizing you're the shield person, so it kind of goes.
I keep my distance.
And again, it just kind of stays around looking at things like exits and doors and so forth, trying to figure out. Since you're not really moving, he doesn't seem to mind this new station that he's in.
I guess I'm gonna just continue to try to soothe it and keep it, because I don't know what to do with it. Just try to calm it down. Just try to bring it down. Maybe I'll talk to it, use my Fey magic.
Okay.
Fey presence.
So just give me another animal handling.
60.
Okay, perfect. So it's still kind of calm for the most part. Again, it'll let itself maybe let out just a little bit of a purr, and then with like when you Quincy kind of adjusts, he's like,
It's okay.
and then just kind of going back to enjoying this kind of thing. Almost as if it's a person who's like, I know I have something to do, but this is nice, and so just kind of allowing it as this situation. So all of you can do this one, or you also know that there's that stone that you can speak into. What this will do is at least ask Gunther and ask also Dote about if this job suits them as well.
Looking at the windowsill, though, would I have known if it was the cat or like an object that had scraped under it?
It seems like an object.
Okay.
It's two big spaces between, like, so 4 of them, so something with underneath it, but you know it's probably not, definitely not a cat by the side of it.
Hold on. There's somebody else. You can't use identify on a cat, can you?
In what way?
To figure out if it's magical or if there's spells affecting it.
We're using as a no, probably not. It's like
Probably not.
Is this a cat?
I could
Ooh,
detect magic.
I was gonna say I can do that as well.
It's
Do
an
you want to do it or
ability.
you want me to do it? Oh, you're
That's an
holding it.
ability, so it's not a spell.
Oh, aren't you fanciful?
I can do it once per short rest.
Okay. Is it just instant, or are you just doing like a ritual just to basically see?
I think it's just instant because
Okay.
it's like for checking the woods and magic.
I would say though, casting, there is a magic quality to the cat. It doesn't come off as if it's like a familiar,
Mhm.
but it falls within. There's probably something that.
Something magical here. Who brought you here, Mr. Cat?
So you can speak with birds. Can you speak with cats?
I asked him.
That was
He
the
didn't
one
say.
So are all of you now in the same room, or are you just kind of gone to at least check to see if there's other things happening?
I'll check the kitchen for the cookie jar.
Okay.
I'm gonna gather up the papers.
Oh wait, I can actually verbally communicate if I cast a spell. Speak with animals. Gain the ability to comprehend, verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. Knowledge, awareness, communication, intelligence, information. Okay, so it's limited by its intelligence. Give you information about nearby locations, monsters, including whatever they can perceive or have perceived within the past day. You might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at the GM's discretion. So I guess I'll cast it's his first level spell to speak with the cat.
Okay, perfect.
That's 10 minutes.
So when you start speaking with the cat, there's this uncanniness to how it like responds. So you've talked to animals before. You've probably even talked to a few alley cats. But this one just kind of responds a little mechanically, in sorts. And so what do you say to this cat?
Why are you here?
Master wanted me to look around.
What are you looking for?
Information.
What's wrong with your voice? You speak different.
I have a voice? I have no voice.
Who's your master?
Master's name is Grig.
Grig?
Yeah?
Master is Grig. Grig wants information.
He does want information for the Dark One. The Dark One is all around. The Dark One is within us. The Dark One sees all of us.
Is Grig a good master?
He feeds me.
I ask you guys, or I guess you're here. Any questions? He says, Grig, send him here. Grig and the Dark One. He's all around.
Where is Grig?
Where is Grig?
I don't know where my master is.
Where
Grig
did,
trusts me to come back to him.
where did you come from?
I came from the darkness.
The darkness outside?
The darkness within Greg.
He's from the darkness.
Great.
Oh.
With your puzzled faces, the cat kind of, in its own feline way, kind of has a puzzled face like, don't you understand? It's the darkness. So he's just like, I'll show you. So you see his little eyes kind of roll up so they're just completely white, and then the tendrils start kind of coming out to the point where he has to like crack his neck backwards to allow these tendrils to kind of move about. Then spreading, you can see that there's within it just an eye shaded, like kind of shadowed with darkness, and it just kind of starts blinking and frantically looking at everyone's faces. It's like basically greedily taking in as much information as possible.
I don't think this is a normal cat.
I don't think so. He's from the darkness.
And as you're kind of holding, you can see like basically like his little tendrils kind of lashing around, kind of entwining your fingers and just kind of moving eerily, almost like the sound of like cicadas as it's just kind of moving, just nearly undulating by just this weird frantic movement.
I don't like this cat.
I'm just gonna put my hand over its eyes.
And so then just kind of like folds flowers or seeds back into its mouth, and it kind of pops its neck into the regular position, confused again. Don't you want to see the darkness?
We saw. You think it was seeing us too?
That's what the darkness does. And it kind of starts scrambling to like get down. So it just like lands on its feet, and then just kind of starts moving around, and then just kind of hops back into one of the windowsills. Were you upstairs or downstairs at this point?
Probably
Wasn't
still
it
upstairs.
Okay, so yeah, then he just hops right onto that windowsill. Starts licking himself. It's like, you've been very helpful for me.
No problem.
Oh.
I don't think we should let it leave. It went through the papers downstairs like that.
Well, yeah. I can't reach up to that window, so
Why are you going to make me do it?
I just said.
Alright, well,
Maybe we should try and follow
grab
him.
it, or...
Maybe we should follow him instead.
That does sound like a good idea.
Hold on. No, I don't. Well, none of us are very inconspicuous except you, boss. He's 8 feet tall. I don't know what we should.
Yeah, we may not be able to sneak behind it. Well, what if we just ask it? If we can come with it?
Can we come with you?
No, where I go, only those who follow the darkness can go.
Can you choose to follow the darkness, I wonder?
I don't think so.
Not sure if I want to follow the darkness after seeing the eye come out.
I mean,
He says we
we
can't
can't
go.
go. Yeah.
Can I do a Can I see if it's telling the truth?
Yeah. Insight for it.
Insight.
It's just like, it's as simple as buying a ticket, but it wants to sound all mysterious.
15.
15. Seems like it's telling the truth as honestly as possible. It doesn't really know.
I don't
what
think
to
we
see.
can actually follow him.
It sounds... Did you say it said it came from the darkness within the person?
Greg,
Sounds kind of like familiar to me.
but it's not. It's a cat.
Yes, but...
I did detect magic on it though, so
That's true, true.
I do know it's not.
Semi-magical. That's weird. I don't know at this point. But I don't feel like we can let it take what it's seen back to Greek, whoever that is. Put it in a
I
box.
believe it's
Yeah, I
already
can't-
seen and sent all its information.
Oh,
I don't think it'll make a difference.
there we go then. That eye probably.
I'll look at it and say, tell Greg we want to talk to him.
Oh, thank you. I will. And just to let you know, once I have to feed upon your souls screaming in agony, I won't feed on yours. He just kind of hops down off the roof and kind of
I won't share that part.
Why did it post before we went outside?
He said he would let Grig know.
Oh, great.
And to answer your question, Finn, it seems that someone has eaten all of the cookies.
He waited like 15 minutes for that answer.
Literally, like, oh god.
From downstairs, we just hear, no!
I want to think that that was all he was thinking about as he from the ship, just everywhere.
Just man, the cookies gonna be so good.
Just that little seed of knowledge, I want those cookies. Yeah, I can get away with those. Are
I can
mine.
see that playing out. Like the cat jumps right off the window. The moment the cat jumps off, you hear a cry of like utter defeat. It's like, who ate my cookies? Does the cat jump down in front of me? Because at this point, I'll see that as a viable target.
I think if you're so give me perception, because I feel like this is your world in crumble. So you might see like the dark shadow of a cat kind of focused on the fact that
What am I giving you? Perception?
Yes, at disadvantage.
At disadvantage?
Yes, at disadvantage. You're focused real hard on this idea that these beautiful cookies.
Right, 14 and 11 with 0 added to it. So
Okay, so you're kind of looking, and then you just see the kind of the light pass a little bit, and it's almost as if the universe was mocking you. But there's nothing in the windowsill, and there's nothing in this cookie jar. As you go into this one room, this is kind of like your storage room / communications room for the most part. So you have all these shelves where there's different just items that you may keep or whatnot. But in the center of it, there's this very large pillar stone that comes to a rounded edge. Old runes on it, and the runes themselves are they're arcana for the most part. But you know that there's it looks almost like a person looking up, really just over the top, grotesque in its own right. But this old stone is what you use for basically like ascending stone. It stays here because you're not too sure how far this actually goes. It seems as if this house was kind of built around it. And once you got it, they just kind of reactivated it for you than anything. So the other two people then is now there's Gunther and then Dote. Dote being a part again of the swinging part, and then Gunther being the inner caves.
So you're saying we might be motivated to talk to them about
Exactly, because again,
the stone?
exactly.
If 2 of them want it, maybe 2 more want it. Maybe I'll consider it out of even logo.
Graham would be uninterested in this, and he would just go find a window or something to sit by.
Okay.
Yes. I'm also not super interested in talking to more people. I kind of just want to go to the ruins as well.
Perfect.
Oh, I confront the rest of the party on who ate the cookies.
Okay.
I wish it was me. I wanted cookies too.
I put it on the top shelf to keep it away from you.
I could climb.
I didn't eat your damn cookies.
We can do this one. Alright. So leaving that to you just to talk to the two. So basically it's everyone just kind of not it. Or at least these two going, not it, and he's like, there were cookies in the jar. I could have shared. Just
I'm not mentally ready to talk to anyone.
I just closed the door to the room.
all right. And I'll just say this to expedite. So both Gunther and Dote seem to be also interested in it as well. So kind of lobbying them to kind of fall to that same point. I would even say that there's an interruption by Tess, who's like, she would make sure that it's 700 if she didn't express that one. So now you have these 4 individuals that now all sitting on the same amount of prices.
See, look at that, guys. That got us an extra 200. Because didn't she say 500? No, what
she
she
said,
said?
originally she said first 500 and then...
Got some good price match.
No, she said 600, and then I told the other dude that she said 700, and he matched that. Now they're all matching that. Nice.
So their own types of things. Like some people, like Dote is a bit to his chagrin of like, you know me. why should I have to spike it up? You know, it's fine. Gunther completely like, I don't mind. I'll do it for you. No problem. So what this sets you now is that each person, so you have 4 different people. Each person has their own different benefits, so forth. So Gunther, so the boon that you get is that you have advantage. He knows the workings of caves and ruins. He's an old dungeoneer. So going under his thing, he'll always give you enough stuff so you have advantages on like traps and so forth. You can even identify, in some degree, almost like stone cunning, like, okay, what these things might be and whatnot. So with Dote, what he offers for you is that you get a guide. So if there's any people who are indigenous to this area, certain intelligent creatures, they're more likely for you to not, basically acquire aggro against them. And so Frigg, he offers extra weapons for you. So any of your items will have basically probably like a poison damage on them or some sort to kind of help out with that aspect. You might get a little bit more provisions and so forth from that one. And then Tess Bell, her thing is that she offers where they're like puzzles are easily to be solved. Puzzles usually solve things that might be more of the archaeological things are easy to figure out in that aspect. So who would you prefer to, at least, again, all of them are matching their prices to each other.
I personally feel like Tess might be the most beneficial for us.
I like Miss Tess.
Actually, you like that fairy.
She's nice.
Yeah, to you. But it's up to you, boss.
Quincy?
Well, if both of you want Tess, I'll also pick Tess. I want everyone in the crew to be happy.
Finn, any complaints?
How will we find it without a guide, though?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll stumble our way in.
Sounds good.
Hey, he just said that it'd be easier to talk to the indigenous peoples.
I do know swamps.
There you go. Doesn't mean we can't talk to them by ourselves. Just might have to negotiate a little harder.
Did anyone look to see if anything was taken from our home?
I was gonna.
Yeah,
Besides just the cookies? Cookies are gone. What else is gone?
I would like to examine the papers and see if any of them are missing.
So give me investigation.
Also, I think we decided Tess pretty universally.
Yeah, please.
How the I don't find anything.
It's all there.
It's 2. I rolled. What would you say? Perception?
Yes.
4.
4? You don't even see that there's a cat paw. Like, you know, nothing. It must have been the wind.
Hey, boss, I don't see anything missing. You just want me to go ahead and clean all these up?
Oh, yeah, sounds good.
Okay, I clean them up and come back.
And so you're kind of like cleaning up, and as you're cleaning up, you feel something kind of stale and hard in your hand. You kind of pick it up, and it's an old, moldy, kind of like petrified cookie. You walk in and seeing that he's holding a cookie in his hand.
I'll grab and eat it.
You said moldy and petrified.
Yeah.
Did I stutter?
Finn, that was on the floor.
Did you take the cookies?
I didn't take the cookie. It was on the floor and it was covered in mold. Mold, Finn.
Constitution check.
Still good.
Still cookie.
I'm just gonna kind of like swallow my gorge. Alright. Good to know. Your rations, you get the moldy ends.
And so without really too much of an issue, you happily start getting what you might need. You send word to the captain that Captain, my captain, that where you're going to need to go, and he comes back happily obliging. Again, knowing the arrangement, hey, if you find something extra, send it my way, and that'll be fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to go do the marble race aspect, and so then what's that going to do is basically pick out the encounters that you might run into off a list. And doing that one, then you'll just pick up from basically you getting there and whatnot.
Go.
Alright, wait.
So, after I do, so we're gonna do the marbles. Once I'll mark which number it is.
Okay.
You can give them a hint
Okay.
as to what it is, because they're just gonna see the numbers.
Okay, so would you want a hint, or would you want to just basically, when you encounter it, you encounter it?
I kind of want a surprise.
Yeah, that's you go.
Okay.
All surprise.
Well, do y'all even want to see the race?
Bag of chocolate beans.
So you can have like a semblance of what's going on?
Yeah, sure.
I've never seen one of these marble races before. So
Oh, I like
Yeah.
marble races. I don't watch.
I just don't, because we're using it, I didn't know if it was a thing.
We got
To make
it on
decisions.
camera.
As far as making decisions, I don't know. But
Just the
So,
mark.
So usually before the coin.
this should work. Emphasis on should. Maybe.
I like the voice and upside down.
Crocodile Dundee.
Basically.
I like it too, though.
I think it fits.
So you're an orc artificer.
Yes.
Are you a gnome? Is that what?
yeah, I'm a gnome fighter with a sword and shield.
Oh, nice. I like that. I like small fighters. There's something cool about that.
Yeah,
For the record,
Just,
you like those words?
just know, boss. If given the chance, I will pick you up and I will yeet you to the enemy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, throw me right at him. I'm like Scrappy Doo.
I love Scrappy Doo. I don't care what anyone says.
So what comes with being a Goliath?
So I have whatever like my size is. I also get an like it goes up a size for carrying capacity.
I got that too.
Yeah. I have stone endurance, powerful build.
What is stone endurance?
So oh boy. I can focus. So I can occasionally like shrug off an injury, like when I take damage. I can use it as a reaction roll basically. Use a D12 and then plus my Constitution
Oh,
modifier.
that's super cool.
So literally, if it's something small, I'll probably like maybe like jump in real quick and just like shrug it off. You know. And then with powerful build, you count as one size larger when determining your carrying capacity. That's good with Giant's Might. I can grow a ton of the size. So you're technically taller right now, but if I use Giant's Might, I'm gonna go from 7.5 to 10 feet.
Alright, so I have pulled up. I'm about to turn this to you guys. What is going to happen is they're just 1 through 20. Whichever one wins. How many encounters are we doing?
2.
The first 2, like first and second place, are going to be the encounters. Just so you guys know. Turn this. Can y'all see that?
Oh shit, it's a straight up racetrack.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a virtual thing?
It's a game on
Oh.
Steam.
So do y'all see it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We see.
This whole time when you said marble race, I was picturing like those actual videos where people race real marbles.
I love it's one where like they just drop marbles from whichever two like land first.
Yeah.
It's like custom maps. And for some reason I have to control it. So maybe I won't get to see it.
He's got to race
We should
all.
you should just have Plinko.
Oh my god.
Party dies. A gelatinous cube.
My dice tower is just a Plinko, like floor to ceiling Plinko thing. It's like every time I want to roll a die, I have to wait for it to go all the way to the bottom.
What if that's like the best rolling you ever had? though?
Straight nat 20s the whole session, but it takes 30 seconds to roll the dice.
That will be the best improvement you can have for rolling. And I say that in all love.
Leave it like this.
We got the
Because
bird's eye view.
that kind of sucks for aiming it. But you'll see them go by here, and here's the what's leading.
Number 1.
So 9 and 18 right now are leading.
It's like turbo.
You know what? I'm on 14 to win.
You want 14 to win?
Yeah, he might. He's in third. He can,
Do
he
we
can
want
catch up.
fucking-
He can catch up. He's a little bit
you got
behind.
the second.
I'll go
RNG.
14.
Yeah, he got the second.
How long are these races? Is it just 3 laps?
Yeah. it just went on the second one, so it'll pop up when it's done.
Well, 14's at third place right now.
Yo, yeah, you drop back.
Nice.
Six is gonna
You might be able to get it on the turnaround.
Also, are we having like a break at some point, or?
Yes, at the 2-hour mark, we will have a 15-minute
Okay.
intermission.
I have a question. When is that coming up?
And
Do you need to take a peek?
So
6.
No, I got a
14 got
splinter
4.
from the table. It's under my fingernail.
Oh, jeez. Would you like to take a break now so you can get it out?
Yeah, give me like a few minutes.
Okay. So 9 and 6.
Should be upstairs. Down.
So the first one is 9.
I hate
Oh,
it.
look, 96, my favorite number.
That's the worst.
Alrighty, and with that, we will be back after the intermission.
Was I not before?
Yeah, do we all get a cool cup too?
You're on camera now.
All right, so welcome back. So the marble race was, I would say, a success. So with that one, how it's going to be played out is that they don't know what they're going to encounter. We just know that they're something they're going to encounter. It was going to be a 6 and a 9 on our side, which is very funny because I just saw there's a 3 on one of those, and that means their quantity. All right, so.
Ominous.
There's the hint. All right, so after some time of just traveling, again, you understand the work that's cut out for all of you, but as it's going, goes without a hitch to travel there. There are times when you're kind of milling about the ship and a nosy passenger kind of asks you, oh, where are you going? And then you're just like, oh, I'm going to Brian's Swamp. Like, oh, my. And this not about that. Like, why would you want to actively walk in amok? So the way that he does it is that usually he lands probably a mile out of any area that's least. So scouting it enough so that you're not just kind of being put down and then just an owlbear comes and mauls you. He tries at least before setting it, making sure that all of you will kind of make it fine. And then once you're off to the races, then he's off to whatever he's doing, kind of thing. So in the minute he lands, and I'll say, so Tess is going to be who you're going to pick as your attributes. So what that means is that so history is going to be one of your advantages. So if you have a proficiency in that, then I would say again it's they give a disadvantage on it. It would make it better for you.
So we get advantage on history.
Correct. So you get advantage on any like history. Basically, think of anything, and I will be leaning enough to like saying that if you think that it would fall within like archaeology or history, so forth, like then if it makes sense, then that's what you'll use it towards, and so forth. I'll even say that even if it's investigation to some things, then if again it falls within doing that one, then that'll be allowed. So the spot that he picks, while the area seems to be kind of just, for the most part, green, you can see again just the pungent, or see the trees that immediately start receding into just water where grass is no more. This area, while a clearing, hasn't been probably touched by human feet in quite some time. Something that could either become as ominous or something that's kind of fortuitous is that where he lands and you step, you can feel the solid earth, and looking down you see that there are stonework, bricks that have been laid here who knows how long ago now. Grass, vibrant and green, have now poked up to reclaim this land in itself. With some bearing, you can figure out that probably deeper into the swamp. I would say that, again, just using her information, that you know that if you probably head due north, you'll run into it. Again, this stonework in itself shows that at least this is probably where it started in the beginning, kind of thing. You can either take the rocky, grassy area to try to circumvent most of the swampland, or basically trudge straight through. Of course, a straight line being your fastest route through it. You know that you'll probably get muddy going around, but at least you'll see for the most part anything coming towards you on that aspect. So you basically have the slow and steady or the fast and possibly treacherous.
This is one of my swamp is one of my environments that I'm proficient
Awesome.
in. So after an hour, we would not get stuck by difficult terrain or get lost, except for by magical means. And I would have that alert.
Oh,
there.
awesome. Love that. So, as you're kind of just walking through, every once in a while, it seems like you're kind of, it's instinctive. The mosquitoes that kind of buzz close to you and go away don't cause you any problem. Mosquito bites don't stay on you anyways. The rest of you kind of slogging through. Now, you still want to walk the main path or just straight through the water and sludge and so forth?
What do you guys want to do, Quincy?
Well, if we do go straight through, I might have to ride on your shoulders. The swamp might, I might sink too much.
We can do that.
Okay, boss.
Okay, honestly, any of you guys can carry me.
Straight path is fine with me.
Straight?
Perfect. And so as you're kind of starting to go through, the minute your feet basically become initiated in the swamp, there's just a as you're sloshing into the mud itself, going up towards at least your calf. You, that's probably been knees and thigh, no problem whatsoever. Immediately stepping in, it seems to cause a bit of a ruckus as you can hear like swamp birds kind of and just kind of moving out of the way of whatever. As you walk, there's still kind of a quiet to it. To the point you can hear things that just move to get out of your way. So things, you'll hear the plunging of something large and maybe a sound of a log falling in the distance and so forth. What is the marching order at this point?
I think I would take the lead at this.
Okay, oh, yes.
Well, in that case, can I be on your shoulders if someone's carrying me?
Perfect.
I'll bring up the rear.
Okay. And so I'll say in that one, I'll give you advantage if you wish to like proceed, just because now you're at an elevated, elevated terrain. So,
Do you want me to go ahead and roll for it?
yes, please.
Advantage. Nice. That is 21 on you said just perception?
Correct.
Yeah.
So as you're kind of just walking through, there becomes almost a melodic sound to it, just a sloshing and stepping and so forth, stomping, and then every once in a while you might hear like branches kind of give way to something trying to stay out of your range. As you kind of look over to the distance, yards away, you can see that there's something squat and humanoid for the most part, kind of just playing on logs. And it isn't until you probably get close, not close to it, but at least kind of parallel to it. It kind of just kind of looks up, and you can see like these bright, like bluish orb eyes with strings of hair just kind of hanging off of its head. And just kind of looks up at you, and then proceeds to just keep doing something and putting something in its mouth, and then just jumps into the water. It has what looked like just a really big, bulbous, lumpy back. Didn't really seem to have anything but shreds of what might be clothes. But it just kind of looks at you, and then just you hear the sound of splashing as it kind of moves away into whatever darkness of this forest, a swampy forest.
As I turn around, I'll tell everyone about the creature I just saw.
You can give me a nature check if you wish.
What I can do with it? Nature, so 22.
All right. So by his description, it was probably a young swamp hag. The concepts of the hags, especially dealing with the fae, how they ingest children and then they replace them with a hagling that will take the place. Some of these feral hags that basically run away and then still have to go through the changes sometimes will reside in the swamp and become a little bit more feral. They don't have the complete tendency as saying a more like a coveted hag. And so she's just probably eating fish and dead carcasses for now. Dangerous and feral, but right now, and still knowing magics of some sort, she's probably not going to mess with you unless you mess with her first. But with that one being said, hags have a maliciousness about them, so keeping that in your mind as you kind of make your way through the swamp itself.
Sure. There are hags out here. He was right.
Well, let's just keep going then.
So, taking a few steps, you like so basically so basically as you're taking a step, you kind of feel something move from underneath you. Yes.
Okay.
And then immediately you can see what looks like two eyes on a elongated creature. Definitely longer than you, but not longer than you. As it just kind of pokes up. It looks like a lizard, but it's long snout and so forth. Long tail that kind of moves and it kind of moves around for a bit.
Okay. You said what? Someone stepped on it, or?
Correct. So it was probably underneath the water, and when you stepped on it, it gave to start popping up. You can see these eyes as it kind of lifts up. Has eyes that sits on top of its head.
Okay.
You probably haven't seen this creature before, but.
Oh, I haven't.
Correct.
Okay. Do I sense any hostile nature toward it?
Yes. There's a little bit of a to it.
Okay. I'll pull out my long sword and I'll hiss right back at it.
Okay. If you look down, you know this one to be a type of alligator. Probably just a young gator. It's not as big, but definitely angry that someone stepped on its tail.
It's a gator.
And would say that how long it took for you to get to the swamps, it's basically a long rest. So anything that you might have lost, the stuff slots, you can have it back without a problem and so forth. So it just kind of hisses and just kind of waits. You can kind of see it kind of just treading and waiting to see, because you're a bigger animal, as in all of you, versus this little guy who's just wanting to stop having his tail stepped on.
I was walking there first.
Should we try to walk past? Try to scoot by?
Well, I say let's leave it alone.
We are in his home turf.
I could throw it.
I just kind of like kick some water at it. Just,
Okay, so it kind of has enough.
I raise my gauntlet and be like, I can take care of it. Scare it off.
I was like, you do you.
Okay, so there's the model of armor for the arcane armor that I have right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a little blue gem set kind of like outward.
Okay.
And so I just raise my arm and shoot lightning at it.
Alright, to actually hit it itself?
Just in the water near it. I don't really want to like directly shock. I want it to feel like the oh shit. But I'm not
Aren't we
trying.
in that water too, real quick?
Okay, I don't do that. I'll be fine. But
So since you've said it, it happens.
great.
Unless, give me intelligence to see if you're like, hey, by the way,
I have a 16 intelligence. Why didn't
Well, you
the
are
stats
asking
on the sheet do not match the stats up here, everybody.
you are asking the wrong person for the intelligence check right now.
Nat 22 exists, right?
I'm just like, oh yeah, living things don't like electricity. This will scare it away. It's like, wait a minute.
What's an 18 get me?
Okay. So I would think that your bluster and just completely like enthusiasm is like, and you just see go, no, just slowly put
And
your
I just
hand
like,
down.
I look down. It's like,
Maybe not. If anything, he can fire it off, but if anything, I'll like hit his arm up where he just shits up.
And then hits the hag. Oh,
Just scream in the distance.
can I just like go down and pick up a rock?
yeah, you can pick up a
I
rock.
just like sploosh the rock next to it.
Alright, so give me intimidation.
Oh boy, rocking.
It goes into his mouth. Now the hunter has a rock.
10.
10. It kind of, again, just having his mouth open to see his like palish pink tongue.
Let's just go.
Yes, leave it alone.
Alright, so give me a dexterity check to sneak around this thing. Basically, you're walking to see if you're just like, I'm not trying to agitate you, because even within where you are, a wide berth, you can still scuttle.
Oh, if I fail, I'm eating this thing.
4.
Okay.
I was like, since I'm on top of the
Oh,
shoulder,
then you have
so
to roll. No, you don't have to roll.
Okay.
Would you say stealth?
Yes.
Oh, stealth specific.
No, just dexterity. Just
Oh, dexterity?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got 13.
That's
Think armor
16.
negates the disadvantage that scale mail would give me.
I know. What was that? 16. 16? All right. So,
He's fine. I'm not. I can feel it.
probably not so much.
You're about to feel that it's not fun.
So as you're walking by, you understand just kind of moving around. You're kind of too focused on it, and it just and it starts trying its best to start spinning on your leg. You only take like 2 piercing, and it kind of
Great.
bites in, and he starts moving to see if he can tear off something.
Okay. Then I am just gonna take my hand axe out and just kind of like bip it in the head with the backside.
Okay, just give me a simple attack.
I'm not trying to kill it. I just want to get it
Such
on.
peaceful people.
I mean, it's just a wild animal. We literally
Biting your leg.
No, just wait. I mean, I'm wearing armor.
If he'd
head
gone
to
for
foot.
my angles, he'd have been yeeted across that swamp.
What are you saying? Attack
From
power?
swamp to the mountains. Yeah.
9 plus 6, 7, 15.
15? Perfect. So you pop it on the head to the point where he has to like recede his eye, and then just slowly just lets go, and then just starts backing up, and then slowly moving away from all of you.
I just drop the hand axe back on my
So
belt.
you can see like the ridges move where the last part is just kind of goes under you, and so forth. The noise causes other birds to kind of make noises in the distance.
I'm making a point to like check, not that I'm bleeding, but just like lift it up and see if he like messed up the armor. Just kind of like wrote the spot where it
No, not really. There's a little bit of like tooth chip in there because he's trying his best to
I get it out.
get into it. As you keep going your own direction, after a while, probably within 30 minutes of this just dank and just darkening swamp, as it seems to just keep on getting more encroaching, the darkness, just how thick it is, to the point where you're almost not moving through water as you're just kind of going around the roots of giant trees, only accompanied by the squishing noise of the wet soil that you can tell that, yeah, this is still quite fertile swampland, and to the point where all of you can see in the distance there is some type of temple area. What it looks like, there's large columns. Most of them are completely knocked down or broken in half, just kind of tumbled across these stairs. The stairs themselves are in relative good condition, except for probably where one pillar hit it and broke it off. The drop is about 30 feet down from just that part, and it keeps climbing upwards. Area itself, completely quiet. And so as you're walking there, you basically almost as if there's a wall of kind of silence. No animal makes noises once you get past this place. The minute you basically step foot onto what seems to be the brickwork, there's only the animals you can hear in the distance, but none seem to be around this place. Looking, there are things that look like observation pools or so forth, reflection pools that have since became green with algae, just the films on them. Old statues that are still in whatever poses, just hung with just moss and so forth, and to the point where they're beautiful marble white colors. Alabaster colors are now just kind of merged with green. All their joyous faces are still frozen in time, but again, nothing beautiful about this place anymore. Which now causes the confusion of why would such a creepy statue exist within such a beautiful hall. Looking around, you can see that there are some top windows that probably just let the light into whatever main hall, but then mostly there's just these pillar archways that just lead into this doorway. The doorway itself is probably a 20-foot doorway. No wood has survived these swamps, so it's just a complete dark chasm ahead of you. So again, you can search around, or you can basically straight mine or go to it.
So I go ahead and hop down now that we're on more solid ground.
Okay. As you kind of jump, your footfalls do cause like a flat part and then kind of echoes where you can basically hear kind of bouncing with that one, almost as if you feel like you've disturbed some type of meeting place. Kind of looking around how unnatural your footfalls are. The statues, maybe it's in your mind, maybe it's just a trick of the light, but they're almost as if they're kind of those same kind of jovial smiles are kind of almost sardonic and strange, as if they're almost staring in your direction. Their positions have not changed any, but just that feeling that as if you came to a party you weren't invited to.
I investigate the statues.
Okay.
Finn knows ruins, right?
Room night, but
Different kind of ruin.
All right. So give me investigation with that one.
okay. Oh, that is a solid 9.
Okay. They look like statues. Actually, you can roll at an advantage. I would say that if you're looking at this in the architectural, or archaeological idea, then yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna take that 9.
Okay. Kind of looking at them again, they all seem to be humans for the most part. There's some that have a little point to their ears, so maybe half elves. The designs themselves, they're wearing like tunics, or by what carvings that you can see that haven't been eroded through time, that they're probably like loose-fitting togas or some type of dress or attire. If you go towards now that you're closer to the like reflection pond, you can see that there are these like bumps that seem to just kind of be like lumps in the grass around it, like ridges or crowns, are actually feet of statues that have just been broken off over time and then just kind of again reclaimed by
nature.
Yeah. And then just again this gross reflection pool, little bubbles and little things kind of dried across it, but nothing really to any degree of suspicious stuff.
Should we go in?
Yeah, I say we just go on in, see what we see in there.
Okay. So,
Quick question.
yes.
Who here has dark vision?
I do.
I can see in the dark.
I can too. Gavin, what about you?
Who's got them?
I just don't remember. Finn, you got that dark vision?
I don't think Finn has dark vision actually.
It's the same.
I have
Is it dark in here when we walk in?
Yes, it's dark in there.
Graham will just like do the light, not light, what is it? Cantrip. Produce flame.
Okay.
It's like 10 feet of light. It's not much.
Perfect. And as you do it, you can just watch as it's like a spiral of ember heat, and then just a little flame just dances and so forth as you move around. The minute you do that, the holes almost come to life as the shadows dance on these statues on both sides. You can see that this orange kind of hits on their faces. It kind of does change the look of their faces, and these long shadows kind of dance and play on the light itself. These statues are probably like 20 on each side, and each of them kind of doing different positions that seem a lot like the statues on the outside. Yeah. The statues on the outside. But there's just something kind of uncanny and eerie because, again, as the flame moves, the shadows kind of, as if they almost dance around and so forth.
Great, you just made it 3 times more creepy. I'm so happy.
So other than the statues, are there any other? Is there anything else we see as far as like any like staircase further down or any more doorways?
At this point, you can see that there is some light that's being given off an eerie blue color. Possibly whatever lights on the top of this temple, or at least the windows are casting this light into this grand area. A lot of places like ruins and temples kind of do have your like vegetables and then open up into like their main shrines or any other places in that kind of thing.
Okay.
And so with that one, what is your roll initiative? No, what is your marching order in this aspect?
I'll say I'm also in the lead this time.
Okay, I do like that. That's funny.
I'll take a point right behind boss.
Okay. So, give me a perception check then.
Alright. That is 12.
12. As you're walking, most of this seems pretty fine. You hear a stone and a noise.
Do I know which direction it kind of came from?
On your, below you, like on your feet.
Oh. Does it look like I stepped into anything strange?
You did.
Oh.
Nice. So as you do that one, just because how it's written, I need you to now give me a dexterity saving throw.
Awesome, okay.
It wasn't me. It was the stone.
Dexterity saving?
Yes.
Alright, that's 16.
Oh, perfect. So, like, as you're walking, there is a click, and the stone's kind of flip down, and there's just holes everywhere. These like little stones, perfectly. Like if you were like a dwarf, you'd hit it, but since you're smaller, they go over your head. But as you're moving, the momentum, they kind of, and you kind of stop as you watch this. They're pepper both sides of like these like little darts, which were meant for people basically height from like dwarf to human and above.
Yeah.
They didn't really put into consideration children, animals, or
No.
no halflings.
Felt the wind.
He walks out from one of those darts, but like one of the darts hit the top of his head. He's got
He's
one
gonna
on.
pop in the face. The darts kind of now lay there. What they look like are just like perfect cones, and they're just kind of vaguely B-shaped as if someone's carved like bees onto them, or hornets of some sort, and they just kind of hit both sides of the wall and just fall, tumble, just kind of rolling around, missing its target itself. But with that one, you now know that yes, whoever built this temple in a way for the celebration of their old deities past, there's probably a reason why they set trap, and probably that idol is one of the reasons why that trap was set for
I
them.
turn around and I go, hey guys, there's traps here. Watch out.
Good to know.
Make sure you look down.
Alright, and so how do you want to proceed now with this information?
Carefully.
Recklessly.
I sprint.
What are we like in a hallway, or can we see the big open area?
So you can see probably like halfway now where you've actually stepped on that trap, or you stepped on that trap. So you can see that this does open up, and that light, because of its glow that it's casting, this is daylight. So it's coming from outside.
Oh, okay.
So as you walk into this room, it's probably about 30 by 30 square. So it's just a perfect 30 by 30 square. You can see that there's a corridor that's basically just right across this walk, this area, this commons area. But just right to its left, about 5 feet, there what seems to be a darkened doorway. Just because of how it goes, you think that it's probably going downstairs. Just how the illumination's happening, and yet it darkens, so it's a stairway downwards. And then you can see straight forward, and you can see that a little bit the size of this hallway, that it kind of turns off. So you know that there's straight, a turn, and then this doorway as well, being your two most obvious places, I'd say, or paths, if you would.
Which way should we go?
Well, assuming this idol is some type of treasure, if I were them, I would have hit it down. So let's go down.
Both I got something that might help us.
What's that?
So I'm just gonna like pick up a random chunk of stone or whatever's anything, one of the darts,
Okay.
and it emits light in like a 5-foot radius. And I'm just gonna like toss it down the basement stairs to kind of illuminate the way down.
Okay.
It's like to see if there's anything
Okay.
funky going on.
So you watch as it kind of pinwheels like end over end, and then it goes down. You can see that it still casts a shadow, and then you can see that basically, like if you ever dropped a flashlight, you can see like the flashlight kind of moving if someone's doing that. So you can see the erratic behavior of the light like basically, and then it kind of just snuffs out.
Out.
Just snuffs out.
So I'm going to just go ahead and. Oh wait, no, I can't.
Does that mean it's
I have
dark?
to touch it again to make it.
Very good. Very
Does it,
Yeah.
Like it just suddenly went out, or it just went so far down that we can't see it.
No, so at its, I'll say that at the time you threw it, so you know that there's like a balance. So that's obviously probably catching stairs.
Yes.
And once it kind of starts rocking as if it's stopping, you immediately see as if the light's erratically moving, and then it just kind of cuts smothered. Yes.
Somebody's down there. That's not supposed to go out until I tell it to.
Throw another one.
Okay. Hold on a sec.
I'm gonna expend a spell slot to use Primeval Awareness. So, let's see. To sense whether there's any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead within 1 mile.
1 mile? Perfect.
Jesus. That's a radius right there.
So I will say though, does it give you the amount?
It doesn't reveal their location or the number, so just whether there is those things here.
Undead, absolutely.
There's undead here.
That's fine.
They're probably down there in that dark.
Probably. Who wants to go first?
I'll say I'll lead the way.
Okay. As you're taking steps, you're entering into this commons. As you're kind of just walking through the rest, you can hear the sounds of things kind of shuffling within this darkness, but nothing seems to approach you itself. So you take the first step, you look down, and again, it's just the dark vision that you see. The stairs, probably about 50 stairs, just about 50 steps. Looking at them, you can see. Well, you can give me insight if you wish on the stairs, or you can just ignore it and just think everything's good.
I might as well just ignore it. 4.
Okay.
When we
Okay.
get down towards the darkness, I have blind sight, so I got 10 feet where I can see, unless something is just totally covered up. I
Okay.
can see things and fight them.
Okay. So you can also give me just like an insight as well.
I mean, it's 20, right? 20? Where's my insight? It's wisdom.
How far down the steps are you going?
It's
Let's say just started.
23.
23. You can see that some of these stairs are completely clean. No dust, no algae, nothing there. Not even whatever was thrown.
I'll put my hand out so you don't step on them. They're clean.
Right there's also what seems to be some cracks. Probably big enough for like a mouse to probably fit through, but no bigger than that. So.
Is that stairway big friendly or?
It is. So when you first step through, it is square, kind of ducking underneath.
Yeah.
After a while, it's just like a tunnel, like brickwork that just leads down to these cryptic areas in the deep kind of
So
thing.
before we go all the way down,
Mhm.
I want to pull a torch out of my explorer's pack.
Okay.
I'll say, can you light it for me? And also want to, I have 50 feet of this silk rope.
Okay.
I want to tie a piece of that rope to the torch and just like toss it down the stairs as far as I can.
Okay. As it kind of falls and it kind of catches like the last few steps, like clunk, 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 and then finally falls at the bottom.
And I'm holding the rope tight as well.
Something kind of recedes from the bottom doorway. Doesn't really have too much of a shape, more than just kind of moves out of the way.
Okay. But the
just
torch
kinda-
is still there and lit?
Yes, the torch is still lit.
Okay. Well, I continue walking down the stairs, like rolling up the rope as I go.
Okay.
Can I stick my the end of my axe on the clean steps first? Just like push them down or something?
Yeah.
See if something happens.
As you're pushing down, it's just you just met with a plunk, 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 and the echo of it seems to be just solid steps. Nothing really stands out in that aspect.
Go ahead.
All right.
So as you walk down and finally meet the warmth of your torch, this room has what seems to be in it just corpses, like old corpses, skeletons covered in thick layers of cobwebs of bygone days. All of them kind of set in their own places with some care. So it's not as if someone's died and they just kind of fell in their places. They seem to be almost ceremoniously placed there, and this arranging all around along the wall itself. Anywhere from probably like 20 skeletons as they're just kind of placed shelves and then in chairs and seats. In different just like poses of rest, as it were.
Okay. I kind of pick up the torch and just move it to like the middle of the room to make sure everything's illuminated.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, without a problem. This is a much smaller room. You think that with your bigger companions, it might even be a little tight of a fit. Like you probably won't get in it, but I would say that doing any like folk dances would probably benefit anybody, kind of thing. Roof is tall enough so you're not like at an angle, but again, it's just there. And then you're just kind of in this room. At one point, you almost feel as you heard someone whispering in the room with you before everyone kind of catches up to you.
Well, did someone say something?
No.
Maybe. Did you hear something?
I thought I did.
What happened to all these bodies?
They died.
You're right.
Why do you
think
grow
they're
us?
still-
I'll tell you. Why do you
Think
think
they
they're
were around the edges like that? Are they standing up or are they down?
So I would say that some of them are actually, so it's kind of like crown style. So some are sitting on what seem to be stone chairs. Others, the ones that are kind of like posed upwards, are in what seems to be like an old arcane style of like prayer. And so it's just kind of intermediate. So some are sitting on these thrones, the others are setting up, and then the other ones are kind of placed, stacked amongst on top of them.
So are they like do they have like, do they dress in like nice clothing or jewelry on them or anything?
No jewelry, but their clothing, I would say even through time, some has gone. But taking from what the statues look like, probably at least the same style.
Okay.
Some of the stuff has been moth-ridden or just through just desiccation of time.
Is there any other openings or doorways in this room?
So you can always give me investigation if you wish. So which wall would you want to check? The one wall, so one facing you, there is a part of the wall to your right back. And then there's the two walls on the left, or left and right.
I'll check the wall facing me first.
Okay.
Just investigation, you said?
Yes, absolutely.
11.
11. So as you're kind of walking by, these things are kind of pushed like shoulder to shoulder, or at least shoulder to hip. Kind of checking it, you're not really seeing anything, and you hear the taut sound of like old sinew, just kind of, and you can just feel that closeness, kind of the distance between faces have kind of closed in a little bit. If you're kind of watching him, you do see that one of the skeletons kind of just over towards him a little bit.
I want to turn and also look where I feel it.
Okay. So as you kind of look at the skeleton, you can see just maybe it's the shimmer of the light, but there's something kind of golden, kind of just like in the back of what its tight skin. Down there's still like something like golden almost.
Do they have skin?
Some of them have like drawn tight skin. Some of them are just complete skeletons though.
I'm gonna walk over and try to pick up a leg bone.
Okay. It just breaks completely off without any issue.
Just put it in my pocket.
How big are your pockets?
Put it in my backpack.
Mark it in your adventure pouch now. You don't have to do that if you don't want to.
Leg bone.
You can always show your adventure pouch.
Oh,
If you want to see
Can I
that.
do an investigation?
Here's the front.
Yeah. Those are cool ones.
Backpack.
Yes, if you want to do investigation.
Yes. I give a bonus to that, so I'd like
What's the investigator real quick?
What are you investigating?
18. I get he investigated the wall directly across.
Correct.
I guess I'll just go around the left side,
Okay.
check out that wall,
Okay.
and I got an 18.
18. As you're kind of pushing into it, there is a bit of a give on a brick. So
Didn't even hesitate.
No ducking
Too late for that now.
so it kind of slides, and as you kind of just that first push, it slides a little easier, but you can feel like you kind of see it wobbling itself. Quincy, seeing this like golden substance in the skeleton's mouth, what do you do?
I'll say I'm not gonna pull it out, but I do want to kind of just like put my hand up there just to kind of like feel it.
Okay. So I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah,
boy.
Definitely a biter.
and now you're a zombie.
I rolled a nat 1.
All right. So.
Fucking Quincy's missing a finger.
Did it in fact bite me?
So bite is a very fluid term. And by fluid I mean the head violently shakes as this pseudopod of yellowish, goldish color liquid kind of wraps around your arm and immediately starts burning. So you take 5 acid damage as this slimy stuff starts like stringing and dripping out of this skeleton's mouth.
Can we see this happening?
Oh, absolutely, you can see it happening.
I'm just gonna like. Have something you want to do?
I was gonna say, can I react with pulling out a hand axe and just trying to whack you real quick?
Yeah, so just start giving me some attack to it.
Alright. That is a 21 to hit.
That will hit it.
I would hope so.
You two, while you're doing that one, 3, what would you be doing when you just see this happening? Would you just be like focused on
Watching.
boss at this point?
I'm gonna be like, boss, you alright?
I think I got it!
So,
Okay.
so if you're all focused on him, then I would like you to roll perception at
Bitch.
disadvantage for me.
Damn.
Perception at disadvantage?
Yes, please.
Do you want to know the damage I did?
Yes, please.
Alright.
20. Okay.
I did 5 slashing damage.
Okay.
17.
I got 8 for perception.
4.
It's not good.
7.
All right. So you were over 15, correct?
Yeah.
And then no one else? Okay. So as you're kind of like hacking into it, trying to get it to break off, that sound, that chopping noise, of just kind of sometimes you might hit a bit of bone and then it and so forth as its amorphous kind of closes itself back to keep a hold on you. You start noticing that at one time the skeletons were looking at their own direction. When you're kind of looking around at this noise, the skeletons are all looking at all of you. Even the ones that are kind of looking straight ahead have kind of turned. Those that shouldn't be looking at you are kind of all.
They all looking at boss, or they all just like looking at all
Of you.
all-
Yes.
Okay. Oh boy.
So I would have noticed that then, right?
No.
Because I didn't pass the check.
No, you wouldn't have noticed it.
Yeah.
You did, yeah.
Yeah. I was the only one to notice. Guys,
Yeah, what is it?
I don't think they're all dead.
I just look.
Maybe we should stop attacking it.
It's attacking him.
It's got me.
Boss, I'd recommend you let go.
It's not me. I have to let go.
You grabbed it first.
I just touched it.
And so all of you start hearing the eerie sound of shifting, except for the thing that kind of snaps you out of this is that the skeleton that you removed the leg, it kind of stands and then falls over, and then immediately starts kind of crawling. So roll initiative.
Oh gosh.
How many of these bad boys are there?
It was a lot. Like 20, wasn't it?
20. Not all 20 of them have same food. One shot.
Oh hell yeah, bro. My first nat 20 of the night.
All right. Let's hope that give my...
Why do I feel like you wasted that?
Oh, definitely. You're gonna be the only one.
I'm going to go into the dice coffin.
Not in the coffin.
You probably should let the Twitch streamers know what that is.
So, the dice coffin are these beautiful assorted dice. The thing about them is that they're prone to rolling high. This one has rolled, was it 6 nat 20s one time? Back to back.
Back to back.
Oh boy.
Yeah, pink and blue, like brother and sister, are prone to 19s, oranges to 20, and then I still have this one who will either roll super high or super low. So that's your saving grace, depending. That's the dice coffin. Don't put your dice in jump for the coffin. They work better for you. All right.
Such this beautiful wormwood dice wall. Wormwood sponsor.
All right. So let's get some rolls on their side.
No, they just
They just allow it. Just,
1, 2 is fine. You know,
just-
make up the numbers.
Just take it. Alright, so what I will do is put the skeletons on their own initiative, and then the slime on their initiative.
Slime.
So, I wish I had a dice camera. So yellow rolled 18, and then this one rolled a 20.
Nice.
Would they count in fiends or humanoids?
No. Undeads, yes. Humanoids, no. I guess the humanoid undead, but
Next time we do this, we'll have a dice camera.
that'd be cool, because I want the audience to notice the dread of it. So, the dread dice.
It turns out that's what exposes that Colin has just been lying about the cover this whole time.
I said that before. I've said that before. What happens if, so I'm fudging the dice, but it's because I get so many 20s.
You're fudging it down.
Yeah, it's like, no, not today.
Rolls a 20, the audience clearly hears Colin go, it rolled a 15. Does that hit you?
Chet's like, those are 20s!
We go back and watch the VOD later, and it's like,
Wow, we should have died in the first fight.
Not today, Sebastian, not
The
today.
chat's just like beta deal. Beta deal.
Alright, so, where my skelly boys sit. So I will say, is anyone above 20?
I'm at 20.
Okay, so you and the skeleton.
Wait,
is-
you don't have
Go, bro?
You don't have a dex modifier?
Nope, I have a 0 dex mod.
Where are you getting this from?
Don't worry
My
about it.
3 highest stats are strength, constitution, and intelligence. Because they're all the same.
Okay.
So I'll give it to you then. I'll let you have it. So,
You want to go, bro?
all right.
Roll up.
And then good old ochre jelly.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah,
I have 10.
Ochre. I did
Okay,
not
I'm
know
good.
what the color ochre was supposed to be.
brown mustard.
I didn't know that for the longest time.
So, stream tax, you have to re-roll your nat 20.
Please, that's all I have. Also, this is the die that you gave me, Colin. The not suck. It is
Oh my
not sucking,
gosh.
and I'm extremely
You
happy.
actually did it. You did it. We did it, boys.
We found
We broke the curse!
Oh, why would you say that?
Oh. Just gonna go bury myself in the backyard now.
It comes back 2 times.
Didn't I give you that cursed purple one that I had?
So let's
Yes.
see. What do you roll for?
Speaking of suck, my initiative is 3.
Embrace the suck.
Oh,
Well, that could be worse.
That's what happens when you sit next to Noah.
I gave you the cheese touch.
No.
All right. Just completely blanked on your name as I'm writing it. And then what do you roll for?
Oh, I got 13.
13. Okay.
I wonder if bones are susceptible to bullets.
I think they're actually. You'll see.
Colin specifically designed this encounter because he let me have a gun. It's like, oh yeah, every enemy you fight, resistant to piercing damage.
Or immune. No.
They're impervious to bullets.
You know what's not? The roof of my mouth.
Oh my god. And then I don't know what that.
Better get them armor-piercing rounds.
Full metal jacket.
Yes, AP rounds for a flintlock pistol.
Oh, you get hollow points. Wouldn't that technically be bludgeoning?
We're not going
It
into
counts
we're not
as
going into this.
This is a 50 DMG slapper.
Is this one you want to do
That one,
it
that's
black?
Alright.
This one you want to do it black?
Okay. So what do you want to do?
Me.
Yes.
How many? Okay, so if I'm at the left wall, what's my ranges here? Like closest ones to me, the one that's got him. Like what?
So closest, so they are at least 2 close to you. So think about 2, 2, 2.
Okay. Is that like within 5 feet or within 10 feet?
I'll say within, so within 5 feet, you can see both of these sides going on. But then within that one, so you can probably step. So about 10, 10, and then 10, 20.
Okay, where is he in relation to me? With the one that's got his.
And within like about maybe 8 feet.
Okay. So I'm just going to attack the nearest one to me,
Okay.
and I'm just going to shoot it with the lightning gauntlet.
All right.
So that counts as just a simple ranged weapon. Oh wait, would that be within melee range? The one's closest to me?
Yes, they would most definitely be melee range.
Was it just the pistol that got the disadvantage at melee range, or would lightning get that as well?
No, I would say just pistol. Yeah, I'm like, well, lightning hurts regardless how far.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Because like its maximum range is 300.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. 16.
Yes, 16 will definitely hit.
Okay, and let's see.
No, longbow, they go range of
So
600.
once per turn, I can do double damage with it. So I'm just go ahead and use that now.
Okay.
So it's 2d6 and then 6, 9. First attack is 9 lightning damage,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna go ahead and use my second attack. Do the same thing. Trey, can you agree that that is cocked?
Yes. It's like perfectly on the edge.
It was like on one of the corners. I wish it had stayed the other way. Does an 11 hit?
11 does not hit it.
Dang.
Goodness. I'm strong self.
They've been drinking
Okay,
their
well then just, the 9 lightning damage
Okay,
from that
perfect.
one shot.
And you could immediately the air is assailed by the smell of basically roasting bone, and you didn't really know that layers of cobweb have a scent when they kind of go up a little bit from where it hits. Skeleton's taking the damage, but then still wanting to do whatever it's designed to do. All right, so I'll split this into this. All right, so
It must be designed to give hugs.
the worst kind of hugs, the forever hugs.
Oh no.
So let's do
Those hugs hurt.
So, does a 17 hit you?
Me?
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay. All right, so,
Not very high.
all right. So I will say with just flat rolls, so because I'm gonna add 4 to it. So does a 19 hit you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I guess I would say also don't have my shield since one arm's wrapped and I'm trying to heal the hand.
All right, and so that, so before adding in their modifiers, then I'll say that probably a 19 and a 17 will actually hit you.
Yeah, 17 works.
And then lastly, this dice. So both the other two roll ones as they kind of approach and just
Yeah,
I guess
they're
pick up.
ganging up.
You see that one of them had a roll at disadvantage, and that's the one without one of his legs. So they're just kind of trying to figure out how to be.
They have weapons?
So they have what looks like ceremonious daggers. Some just are using just their fist itself. So let's do some damage for them. Actually, I need. So you take. So first you take 4 or not 14 will do. Oh my god. You take 4 slashing damage there. No, you take 4 slashing damage. The other one does miss. You take 3. So you take 8 bludgeoning damage as one kind of brings down on you.
Alright.
And then you take another 5 as the other one just kind of, or slashing damage as the other one just kind of claws to get you. And then our best friend. Alright, so. Since he still has you, you can take additional 2 acid damage as you're still entangled with this creature right now.
Alright.
Alright, so that is all for that one. So, Finn, what are you going to do?
Alright, where's everybody at for the most part? I know boss is most likely in the center of the room, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm. Or at least the front wall, let me say, center wall.
Okay. Am I closest to the steps, I think?
I would say yes, you're probably closest to the steps. That would also make sense so that you can see all the windows.
Okay, yeah, I saw the heads turn. How many creatures are near me, or skeletons?
So all of them within your movement speed, but the closest ones will be the ones to your left that are engaged.
Okay. I'll go ahead and pull out the long sword and use it two-handed, and I'll just sweep, try and hit the most as I can.
Okay. Alright, so hopefully.
Okay. Five.
5 will not hit it.
Alright, in that case... I'll do action surge to get me an additional attack. So this one
Wait,
goes
what class are you getting?
fighter.
Do you not have extra attack at this level?
I think I only have.
Oh, so you should have
Rangers
gotten
do.
extra attack at level 5.
Oh, okay. So then I already have the extra attack. So then I have action surge too. Okay, so
Yeah.
3. 12.
Oh. Oh. 12 to hit or 12 damage? That's damage.
12.
A 12 does not hit it.
I don't know. I
Alright.
didn't think it worked.
Finally, action surge.
Okay.
Let's see this one. You know what?
If you action surge and you have extra attack, do you get 2 more attacks for your action?
Would be yes. 5.
Okay, so you can get like a total of 4 attacks in turn if you action surge.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Do this. 15.
Yeah, I hit it.
Alright. Hit that one.
And you're still attacking the one that.
You're adding your bonuses, right?
Yeah.
It's higher than 15.
Perfect. So you're attacking the one that you saw your companion attacking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because to add that, you go with the attack bonus or just the damage plus.
To hit, you do this number.
Okay, so it is 5. So yeah, 20.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I need
What
one.
about that 11 that you rolled before?
That would have been a 16.
Then yes.
Doggone it, Gavin.
Hang on. I've never played fighter before. Plus, I'm the newest one here.
I mean, yeah, but
That's fair.
what class do you play with us?
Sorcerer.
Oh, that's
I'm not used to swinging a weapon.
I forgot.
I'm not used to being a savage.
That's the funniest thing we've ever heard, actually. I'm used to being a sorcerer, but I don't know how to swing a sword.
I don't get it, bro. One of the more complicated classes
I know,
to play.
it's like sorcerer.
Well, it's pretty easy. You just, majority of the time, you can just look at somebody and be like, okay, boom. It's like, roll for damage.
I cast die. Fire spells, spicy die.
Spicy.
Make them
7,
spice.
7 plus 3.
I love the great blend of like atmospheric combat and also comedy. Like we're still sliding little jokes in there,
Oh, yeah.
bringing the tone down.
Nice.
So I got 10 for damage.
Okay. So that one breaks apart, kind of falls over heavily and just scatters across the floor.
Okay.
So there's still one still trying to engage in clawing apart your buddy, but again, one's this now. Okay.
Okay. And then, what, don't I have another action surge?
When you hit, so you rolled
Yeah.
that 11 would have hit,
Yeah.
and then the 20 would have hit, and then you still have an attack to roll if you used action surge.
2 attack.
Because you had rolled 3, you rolled the 5,
Yeah.
and then the 11, and then the 16,
Yeah.
and you still got to roll 1.
So you got one more.
You
Okay,
got one more to do damage for, and then one more to roll the actual hit.
Okay.
Or just throw your dice on the floor, that's fine too.
No, I'll hit my lap, okay?
Sure it did.
So you want to roll for the damage real quick for one of them?
Caught your
Yeah.
clip.
6, 8, 14 plus 3, 17.
Okay. That one actually blows apart. Head kind of rolling, hitting the wall, tumbling.
Alright. And then, what? You need one more roll for the attack to hit?
Yes.
Yes, so right now there's none there, so yeah, you can move to see.
That's right, yeah. So the closest ones next are up to,
Yeah.
Quincy? Yeah.
Just one biting on his finger.
Stab it
Oddly enough, one isn't alive, thankfully.
Okay,
There's a slime that seems to take the place. Or I guess neither are all of them dead are alive.
is that one still biting your hand?
Yes, he takes
Yeah.
poison damage or acid damage to pull away from it.
Okay,
How many? You got like 4 on you though, right? Or did he kill some of those?
He's killed 2. There's 2 coming out, and then there's 2 on the other wall, kind of like. Or more.
okay, so there's 2 moving on Quincy, not counting the one that's like biting
Yeah,
his
because
fist.
what's biting him isn't a skeleton; it's a slime. It's a yellowish slime that's wrapping around.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm at least gonna clear the, one of the skeletons off of him. So, 19 plus 5, 24.
Yes, that does it. Ooh.
And that slime is made out of actual solid gold.
No, are you attacking the slime or are you attacking? I mean, 24 is going to hit regardless, but are you attacking the slime or are you attacking the skeleton?
No, I'm gonna get the skeletons. Yeah.
Okay.
75. 12 plus 3, 15.
Oh, it's right on it. So let's say that after you've broken through one, destroying the other one, you kind of bring the sword and just come straight down as you hit right where the vertebrae is, kind of popping those ribs as you're just slicing into it, and it just falls over, just gently touching your foot before the magic, whichever animated, kind of gives out and just kind of just cuffing, but not even holding on right now. Wonderful. Oh my god. Ray, what are you doing?
Will you let me look around without burning an action?
Look around. I'll allow you to look around.
I just wanted to see if there was anything that seemed to be disturbed that wasn't by the skeletons.
Okay. So just give me just like an investigation then. Or insight.
Insight.
Insight more, so you're not really a quick look.
17.
17? No, it seems like your presence in itself is what actually woke them up. Even looking to see that there's a brick pushed in, you don't think that would probably even cause it, so.
Okay. So there's one more skeleton
Correct.
by him.
One more skeleton by him.
So I'm gonna run up and try to take a swing at that one first with my axe. So 20 something.
Yes.
And I'll roll maybe on that. So 4, 6, 11 slashing damage,
Okay.
and I have 3 psychic damage on top of that. I don't know if it takes psychic
There's no brains inside of it.
damage.
Well, working brains.
And if that one goes down, I'm going to move to the next one and swing again.
It does not go down.
I'm going to come back with my extra attack and hit it,
Okay.
hit it again. And that is 14.
Absolutely.
And 6, 8, 13.
13?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Slashing.
As you slash into it, it seems as if it gives way to your weight of coming through, and you just kind of pick it up off of its legs, and it just spins kind of cartwheel and then tumbles and breaks apart, inert to whatever magic again he was having it move around.
I'll take my movement to stand between the remaining skeletons and Quincy.
Perfect. All right. And then Quincy, what are you doing?
I'm going to try and pull my arm out of this.
So let me see.
It's going right under your fingernails.
They manicure it. So I will say, give me just I'll do just a simple straight contest will be fine.
Alright.
It rolled a 7.
Well, I had 30-20.
That works. So you kind of pull it with us as you're going to remove yourself off it. Still some strings of whatever it is kind of stretching to whatever light it is. You can see that there is some burning on the whatever's organic on your clothing.
Alright. For this turn, would I be able to pull out the sword and shield at least?
Yeah.
Okay. I assume pulling my arm out was an action.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I ready my sword and shield, and as a bonus action, I want to activate my second wind.
All right.
To regain some hit points. I regained 7 hit points.
Okay. Alright, so to the top. Do you want to? Right now the cam is out. Do you want to intermission for a second to fix it, or?
The cam is out facing us or facing you?
Facing Colin.
Up to you.
Well, you gotta have your face on there, Colin.
Oh, shucks. Yeah, so we'll do that. So just what they rolled, again, flat, one is, so 18 and then, so 22, so both will hit.
Don't I go first?
Yes.
Hold on.
It's just been black this whole time.
Alright.
Not your face,
Wow.
the camera!
We're back on Relive.
The internet remembers.
Oh, of course they do.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna get canceled.
Mine on my
like
face has got
compilations of
blacked out.
So great. So these things are loaded. So what are you
Okay,
gonna do?
so he's how far away from me with this? Well, now it's detached. Is the slime thing still like?
Yeah, it's still just lolling around trying to
How
figure
far
it
away
out.
is it?
Within 10 feet of you.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out my pistol
Okay.
and I'm gonna try to shoot the head off the skeleton that it's got the stuff.
Okay.
The
So you
slime's
just,
coming out.
you just want to shoot the skeleton, but not the slime itself.
Well, I mean, is the slime in the skull still?
Yeah, kind of hanging out like a weird yellow tongue.
I want to not hit him.
You won't. I don't.
Okay.
I don't do that. You roll a 1, it doesn't hit.
Cool. I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay.
Hopefully twice.
Really
You're shooting the slime.
Yes,
shooting the slime or the skull.
the slime. Whether it hits the skull or not is of no object.
It's fine. Go ahead.
18?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Wait. Yes. Either one. I'll say. We're hitting the skull or the slime.
The slime is what I'm aiming for. The skeleton itself is not animate, is it?
It's not. Correct.
So the slime is literally just hiding inside it.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Aiming for the slime.
All right. Perfect.
What was I doing? Need where's that? 9, 12 piercing damage.
Yes, that will. Okay, yeah, well, that hit it. Just making sure he's not resistant. Okay, you're good.
Okay. And then I'm going to use my extra attack to do the same thing again.
Okay.
And I have one of my free infusions on this pistol, the repeating shot, so it takes away the loading property.
Okay.
And I don't have to use ammunition. It creates its own when you load it, when you cock the hammer.
Okay, so when you shoot it, what is the flare of the ammunition?
Oh,
So-
do I get to flare it?
Sure.
We'll just say, I don't know, just it's a lot brighter. It's almost like a tracer. Just
Okay. So let's say that when you're firing it and it finally finds its way to start embedding, it loses just some of its radiant glow. So you can see like that lead ball, but there's still traces of arcane geometry on it that kind of.
funny thing is, as soon as it hits or misses and like does its damage, it disappears.
Yeah. So I like to think like you can watch it as it goes in, and then you just kind of see it as it's like closing, just kind of starts disappearing and disintegrating as it kind of closes around nothing.
Okay. We'll say if it's like a critical hit, it's a different color.
Oh, I like that. No, that's
So normally it's just like red, like normal
Yeah.
fireball flash, and then for a critical, we'll say it's like blue or purple or something.
discos.
Oh yeah, it's just like RGB, RGB bullets.
Disco ball.
Okay, second shot. How about a 19?
Absolutely.
Dang, this die you gave me is like, mwah. I'm very happy. 6 damage on that one. Oh wait. Damn, there was a +1, so that was actually a 19 and a 20. I'd have like the little +1 written. That's part of the infusion. And that would have been, so add 1 damage to the last one,
Okay.
and then this one will be 7 damage.
Oh, perfect. So we'll do... Alright. And as it kind of hits, the last one kind of does go through and probably hits the vertebrae on it, so the skull kind of detaches from itself, but still the slime is there, so the skull's kind of sliding down the path of the slime as it's keeping only by the slime kind of moving around, sticking to the wall to try to bend around and get the delicious thing it tasted for.
So it's still alive.
Yes, it's still alive.
Okay. I don't think I can do anything cool with a bonus action,
Okay.
so I guess that's just it.
Not perfect. And so, again, 2 of the skeletons will hit you since you're kind of blocking, taking the damage. And so, both of them seem to have ornate blades. So, one does only 2 piercing damage. No, it does 3 piercing damage, and the other one does 5 piercing damage. As they kind of just start basically like ice picking, just trying his best to get
I'm gonna get you.
to something. And then that is all they're going to do right now. Let's say that, well, one isn't standing, so it's kind of like attacking your legs. And the other one that is hitting you. Alright, so Ochre Jelly, he wants you. There, Quincy. He will not get you, Quincy. So maybe burdened by its new skull armor, it just kind of wraps around and just misses you. You can hear the lapping noises as it extends a pseudopod and then just nothing.
Lovely.
Oh, the intimidation.
Critical success.
Weird smell of chlorine mustard.
I thought you were going to say chloroform for a second.
Does this smell like chloroform to you?
Gosh, you smell that? Alright, so that is all we're going to do. So Finn, what are you going to do? As these skeletons proceed to now assault one of your friends, and then your captain, your leader is being mustard attacked.
Mustard.
I'd like to think ochre jelly does smell a little bit like mustard, but a little bit like bleach. Like just a weird
Mustard gas.
Like actual mustard gas.
Nice.
Don't burp.
It smells like a burp after you eat a lot of mustard.
Ooh.
Just that.
And drink a lot of.
Oh God! I don't think you'd be doing much burping after that, there, Colin.
What? I'd be doing more than burping.
What do you got for me?
Organs.
Alright, so there's what, one skeleton left around Quincy, and then...
Yeah, 2 skeletons in Quincy, and then the ochre jelly.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and try and knock out the 2 skeletons real quick.
Okay.
Get them.
13.
Absolutely.
Alright, I'm gonna roll for the other attack real quick.
Roll all that damage.
20.
Okay, yes.
Nah, bro. The second skill's tough.
Hey, the skeleton's got
Just grabs
agile.
yourself.
These are two-handed. Two-handed attacks.
Okay.
10, 15 plus 3.
I will say the one is on the ground, so you can roll at advantage because it is prone.
Okay.
The one at his legs is technically prone. He hasn't got enough.
You already hit him.
I feel like
Should say he doesn't have a leg to stand on.
Ooh, disadvantage.
I feel like 18's overkill on the one with that one.
Fine.
So what?
Yeah, I mean, if you want, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So you're rolling damage for me?
Yeah, that was 18 for that one, you mean.
So 18, that was the damage for the
Yeah,
one.
that was for the one prone.
And there he lays permanently.
Okay.
She destroyed completely. Jeez, yeah.
And
Some of the
this is for-
weakest ones to roll.
And so I killed the one that's prone, and the only one left is the one standing, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You see this sledgehammer? I'm gonna
Yeah.
kill this rat with it.
14.
14, perfect, yeah. And then the last one, as it's kind of stabbing, or he's trying to get another tip of the blade, it's just completely broken apart, like just breaking down enough to fill even the wind of his blades, like and slicing through, and it falls into pieces, clattering on the floor, kind of doing a weird echo to it. But you can hear the noise of the slime figuring out its new way to eat what it had before. Alright, so what are you going to do?
I guess I'm gonna attack the slime.
Okay.
So, gonna bring my axe down on it, swing it over the head, and 22
Yes, absolutely.
hits. And do you think it would take psychic damage?
I don't see why. It doesn't really show that it's immune to psychic damage, so.
I mean, it's got to think somehow, right?
So you're gonna say yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying it.
So 13 total on the first swing, and I'm just gonna hit it again,
Okay.
just like double hit. Only 9.
To hit?
Oh yeah, on the second one.
Yeah, no, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. It has advantage.
It's pretty squishy.
And then 6 on the second swing. So
Okay, perfect.
uppercut and then
Okay.
come down.
Okay, and as you come down on it,
Yeah.
So actually, I will say, let me see. No, it's not. Okay, good. So as you come down to it, you split this. This one is a smaller version of what an ochre jelly is. So it does kind of fall, so it's just pouring out of the skeleton as it falls down. Knowing that if it was a little bit larger, that it would have been splitting itself into two. Because of its small size, though, it just couldn't have or handle that mass drop, and it just kind of undulates a little bit and then it stays on the floor. Only moving if things kind of fall into it as the skull kind of rocks in this puddle of ooze for a bit until it's still. And yeah, that's what happens.
Gross.
So if I remember correctly, the other party that got lost, they came for this space. They came
No.
here. Or was that a different adventure?
It was a different adventure.
Never mind.
Behind the DM screen, some of the players here were these characters for a one shot. We never finished the one shot, and they weren't serious characters, so I really felt like they were serious about it.
My originality
Your
died.
originality most definitely not.
My Aarakocra that bought a ladder backpack died.
Yes. Yes, you're flying
That's a
humanoid.
Was I the rock man?
You were. Your name was Big Wayne.
Oh yeah,
Yep,
I was the
you were
rock
the
gnome.
rock gnome.
Yes.
Yep.
So
That was-
again,
Big Wayne, like.
Big.
Okay.
so the thing is, me having to having to look up all that, like because this is again the same setting. So listening to him, like, yeah, none of these characters are gonna live. Like, there's no way, like, not at all. So right now you're stuck in this, not stuck in this, where you're now just left in the silence of this area. No other skeleton moves by any degree. You're just gonna sit there.
I would like to test something.
That was a surprise.
Indeed. It was gross. That thing. These, not so much. Seem pretty easy to deal with.
Okay.
It's obvious that God is something.
Hmm.
Don't know what he is, though.
I'll say let's investigate further in this room.
What were you gonna do?
Oh, I'm going to try something real quick.
One out, and then
Oh, we rolling?
well, depends. So, what do you want to do in this room?
I just wanted to take like a little piece of, scrap metal, some of my tinkering stuff, whatever, and just like drop it into the ochre slime and see if it like tries to dissolve it or anything.
No, nothing happens.
Okay. I unarmor one of my fingers and poke it.
There's a little bit of a effervescent like sting, but there's nothing really. It just cleans off exfoliates the finger a little bit.
Like a pedicure.
So the skin's fresh as later.
Nice. I'm just gonna like wipe it off and rearm my hand.
Okay. In this room though, you do remember that there was a brick.
Right. A brick.
What do you want to do at this point though?
I'll go examine the other wall.
Okay, so give me a investigation. The opposite wall from, I would say, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Opposite wall vision check. Investigation.
Discovery.
Just 7.
7. 7 doesn't seem to lead you anywhere. The walls intact. Actually, I'll say roll at advantage. This is going to be a part of Tess's ability for you.
9. Super helpful. Thanks, Tess.
It's not your fault.
Doesn't seem to be a special wall whatsoever. And so you completely push the brick in.
Yeah, I just want to push it further.
So you hear go, and so there's obviously an empty place this is covering up.
Oh. I'm just gonna start like pushing bricks.
Okay.
I'll say, can I help him
Yeah.
push bricks as well?
Yeah. So you push the bottom ones.
The small guy.
And there's times where if you're pushing the top ones, it's almost like Jenga. So there's some bricks that come try to risk to pinch your fingers until it falls completely. You see in this area that light streams in. So there's a hole. There's probably no hole. And light just kind of streams almost auspiciously on what looks like to be a chest. So with that one, we will actually do a loot roll.
Okay. So, I would like for the 4 of you to choose a delegate to roll a d4.
A delegate?
Pick one of us to roll a d4.
Yeah. Who wants to roll?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Can I argue that one?
I've been
real quick?
rolling hot, man. Come on.
With the d20 that was given.
Fair point, Gavin. You want to do it?
Roll.
Do it again.
Jesus.
Loot roll.
Alright, 2.
2.
Alright. So,
Bite your hand.
what that means is. The first 2 that win this marble race will be the items that drop.
It's a mimic.
Color the
I'm just gonna
bricks
give like a
Yeah.
overview.
of this video. The guy kicking a concrete
Ooh, we got a new
barrier.
map.
Ooh, look at that. That's fancy.
I need I think I need a mouse or something to control this, but my mouse is garbage. So you're gonna have to live with this really far view.
Oh,
there we go.
There you go.
Dude, 7 is in the lead.
Go, so.
He's like in the air. You're flying.
See the airplane.
Oh no.
That's what it looks like. It's like hovering in the sky. Oh, 14 has done broke out ahead.
It's called a hack.
He's no clipping.
What? 14
I would like to
is
say-
running away with it.
Huh?
Big
Are
time.
those all over?
Oh, there's a lamp!
This is the columns.
Oh, he's
He fell
gone!
off the
He
boat.
fell! It's called You Will Survive, and it is for real. Oh, 15 lived. Let's see if 7 does. Yep, 7 made it.
Why does that look so crazy?
Oh my lord.
Jesus.
This is
Zinc
intense
probably
right here. I
worked
sure wish I could see what was going on.
Seven
Man,
wins.
wow.
An angered Tiamat.
19.
Oh no! There goes 19. 19's gone.
Needs to go.
8's in the lead. They're all down.
Nope, 8's gone.
What if they
8's
all
gone.
fall off?
I don't know.
Then I guess you don't get loot.
Well, that sucks. 18
Five.
is dead. 5 is dead.
5,
No.
17.
15,
no,
17.
Never mind. I was wrong. What the hell?
16,
Oh, there's
7,
Jacob, I don't like this map. This map sucks.
They're all
10,
dying.
1, 6, 4.
Gone.
Did
Deleted.
3 make it?
3's gone. 12's gone.
What is
Oh,
this?
Oh,
11 and 9.
11.
Let me see.
That was some lucky.
Don't say it out
The
loud
rest
yet.
died.
Okay.
What was it? Did you see?
Lord have mercy, that was a crazy map right there.
Perfect.
I don't
think
like
it
it.
works.
I don't
Alright.
like he's laughing.
Perfection.
Alright, so.
25 cents.
I'm gonna cut them out and then drop it.
Tell me how
But
it's
you
the
can go and
box.
describe it.
Okay. So, are we just back now?
Yeah, we can do.
Okay.
Don't forget to smile, Tyler.
So, the items that you see, actually, I won't need the D4 for it. Oh, actually, I'll allow them to do it.
They will be before.
No, for the other one.
What's the other one?
So there's 2, right? So 1, you choose the color.
What?
Right? Is that wrong?
Yeah, you're wrong.
How
Yeah.
dare you?
I was like,
It's 9 and 11. Or 11 and 9.
Did I... So,
I told you it was perfect.
oh my god. So, you crack open the chest, and in there, they seem to be all covered in dust, in pretty mint condition. They're beautiful satchels. The embroidery on these satchels are reds and tills, triangles, as they kind of look both the same. A little bit different in like pattern choices, embroidery, but the same thing in itself.
How many satchels?
There's 2 bags.
Give me
They look identical except for like embroidery choices.
Okay.
How big are these bags exactly?
I would say, just like messenger bag.
Oh, okay.
So let's say bag 1 and bag 2.
Okay. Well, am I the one opening the box?
Correct.
Okay. I'm just gonna like pass 1 satchel to the boss, and
Alright.
then
Bag 1 or bag 2?
bag.
Oh, hey.
What?
We get the bag. We got 3 people.
Alright.
Winner face. No, boss gets the bag. We got 1 more.
I'm the one that opened the box. I get the bag.
I'm just standing there.
I found the brick.
Uh,
Alright, let's see what it is first.
all right.
I wanna open up
All right.
mine.
That's fine.
I gave him
Next
bag
round.
1, Colin. So I have bag 2. He has bag 1.
Okay.
I want to open up the bag. Is there anything in it?
No, it's completely empty.
I'll stick my hand around it inside.
Okay, so you stick your hand and your hand like goes deeper than the bag's content.
Oh.
Nice.
Just throughout what they say before, then you know that this is obviously a bag of holding. And basically you can put a bunch of stuff in it, probably about 500 pounds of stuff in it.
Good God.
But be careful putting things that might be, like you can't put them in pocket dimensions or pocket dimensions because it can destroy the bag and cause it to go into
Here,
the
open my
actual
bag
bag.
inside your
bag section.
Adventure over.
It's
Over.
Get sucked into a black hole and die.
That's when we're up against the corner and we just get both satchels and just like
You shoot one on the
shoot
hand.
one in the other one and just like yeet it to the corner.
This is amazing.
What about bag number 2?
So same situation. Doesn't seem to be anything. All right, so you stick your hand into the bag,
Ah, shit.
and you hear a grumbling as the embroidery looks more like a mouth
It's
and a
fucking
face.
mimic.
No, it's not a mimic.
It's not a mimic?
So
is it?
anyone who has a little bit persuasion of Arcana can give me Arcana roll. I guess you, in this moment of clarity, can also give me.
I was gonna say, I have Arcana. Help. I just like that. Looks like a face.
Why is my bag looking at me?
Well, it's
Nat 20, so 26.
Okay, this is a bag of devouring.
It's a bag of what?
Hide your eyes.
So wonderful.
Cut it off.
I quickly pull my hand out.
Your hand is not being pulled out. You can hear it going. So I need you to give me a strength check as you go from wrist to forearm to elbow.
I take my axe out as ready to. Just to cut it
Wait a
off.
minute, wait! I can get it. I rolled that
So,
Roll a d4 for the number of
so
fingers.
from elbow to bicep to shoulder.
one! Hit the bag!
I grab the other end of the bag and I try to pull as.
Give me another strength check as well.
Me? Okay.
You.
Okay.
I'm rolling that one. Caught your dice failed me.
Just a check or a
I don't
save?
know if it did.
This is a strength check.
Okay. 14.
14? No, it's not pulling out.
Someone hit the bag.
So now
I'd like to pull harder.
you're going in there deeper. So let me see something.
Oh no.
Just try to go
So
inside.
are you telling me by completely
Try to
random
go
chance
inside.
we rolled a bag of holding and a bag of
It
devouring?
makes me so happy.
We were sitting in the middle of the night writing these up, and we were like, what are the chances?
so
100%!
so happy.
I'm angry. I'm upset.
So
You're welcome, boss.
at this point, your
yeah.
from shoulder to head is now in the
Aren't you kind of glad we didn't go for that?
Yeah, I mean,
For the love of all the gods, cut this thing off me!
I don't know where to
Pull out.
swing anymore.
The bag! I don't give a shit about the arm!
I pull
head's
out
in
what's
there.
called a belaying pin. It's part of my
What is a
bag.
belaying pin?
It's literally just a big.
Like a rock
No,
spike?
it's what they wrap the ropes around. On
Yeah, yeah. It's
Why do
literally
you
just
have
a
those?
big bludgeoning object.
So roll me an attack, and whatever he rolls, you're taking half of the damage.
What
of
the
that.
fuck?
11 to hit.
Okay, it hits. It's a bag.
Alright. It's a bag.
And I do
It's fucking eating me.
5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Do I take 2 or 3?
You take 3. Also, give me. I'll actually give it to you. These mechanics, for those who don't know, I love it. It's almost like water mechanics. Do you have a D10?
I do.
So switch it to 100 and then remove it down to 90 as this thing is starting to suffocate you.
Oh,
So
no.
put it on the thing. So 100 is facing up.
Oh. Oh
You're
no.
starting to suffocate. Can we hear just muffled?
Oh yeah, I mean the horror. And the thing is, like, his space is disappearing.
Which
so there's-
arm? Did I get to pick which arm?
I would say you're right. You did this with your
Okay.
right arm. So
I discharged the lightning gauntlet inside the bag.
okay.
Did it do anything?
Absolutely not. It goes away into the darkest
Oh,
depths
shit.
of whatever this is.
I light my fire hand thing and I cast it out and see if fire damage does anything.
Okay, yeah.
With the phone and hand it to me.
The
You did it again.
oh jeez.
Just hand me the whole tripod.
Just unplugging the tripod. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
This cable doesn't really matter. Wiping or wiping.
I'm trying to figure out a peaceful way to get this off,
I-
but it's
it
not
hits
looking
for,
like
I
that's
mean,
happening.
14
I was
fire
gonna
damage.
say just take
Okay.
the arm. but
You watch as your hand causes a burning scorch into it. The bag itself does move, but it doesn't seem to be sentient towards pain other than you're just now damaging the bag.
somebody cut the bag.
Okay, I'm gonna go take a good swing for the bag.
If he's going to take a swing, you can also
Wait, did I take the burning damage?
No, you don't take the burn.
Yeah.
You can probably try to use your other hand to pull yourself from it.
You see on the bag.
That DC is now 20.
Shove it on top.
Wait, what? The DC.
The DC is now 20.
So
I'll say. Can
Nope.
I also try and pull against the bag, dude?
Okay, yes. So as you're kind of pushing, your other hand kind of goes in as well.
I guess I'll start grabbing his mid
Alright.
half and try and pulling against.
Yeah, so you pull. I'll say you grab his legs and pull. He'll grab his mid half. I'll grab the
Actually,
bag.
okay, no, y'all can grab bags because whenever I'm like, with, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's,
do you have powerful build?
yeah, I have powerful build.
I do.
He counts as one size larger when
Yeah.
like dragging or
With
pulling.
dragging, pulling,
Okay.
or anything. So
Okay.
y'all,
And so
y'all
does
go
he.
for the bag.
So do I.
Y'all go for the bag, I go for his legs.
I have powerful build as well.
Okay.
Well, maybe I just
Expect
go
to
for the
rip
bag.
him in
and
half.
both.
Okay, you get the bag, I get the feet. We'll just go for the middle.
All right. Now I will say
Does
that
my powerful build help me at all?
You're the rope and tug of war right now.
You're in it.
I'm the rope.
You allow us to pull you that much
so.
strength.
With this struggling, go down to 80 on
Oh, God.
your oxygen.
Cool. I'm not breathing.
And so what I'll do with this one is that split the difference. So split no.
Shut.
Basically, if both of you could roll the 10, that would equal that DC 20 because of your powerful
The
build.
DC 20.
Yeah,
So we use
it's-
athletics?
So yes, you can use athletics.
Oh,
So
thank
basically-
God you said that.
Also, I was
So
also
basically,
helping. You want me to
you're
roll as well?
well because of their size, they're going to really enforce that. The DC is 20, but basically your DC together would be just 10 each.
That's a 10 solid.
Okay.
I got 12.
Okay, so with the vacuum you pull yourself out as you're trying to catch your breath as the vacuum just goes and then lays flat.
I immediately shoot the bag.
You can do the item things out.
Don't stick your hand in there
I
anymore.
can keep blasting
You
it
can
until
have
it
it.
does nothing.
Like,
We should save that
Pass
for the
that
next
to
skeleton.
whoever has those.
'cause the funny thing is, I thought it was
Okay, this is Noah's, and this
Oh.
is,
Okay, well it is an
Grace.
actual item, so maybe I won't incinerate it.
I like the concept though. Yeah, that was the most amazing roll.
So
And like,
I missed it. Did he
Oh, it's a
make the
50%
action as if
chance.
he was gonna? He didn't say anything. Did he just make the action like he was gonna
Yeah.
reach in?
Yeah. It was meant to be. Like, because I was like, oh man, bag of tricks, that's fine. But then when you like, wait, I'm like, no, there's no way.
I'm like, you got the first part right. It is a bag, but it's not that bag.
It had to happen. It had to happen. Like, come on.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
that's poetic.
So as you're kind of now, the bag just lays burnt, but still intact.
We'll have to remember to give that to somebody.
Yeah.
You might need to keep that.
So do I know how it works?
Yeah, yeah.
When my character would know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I reach over and turn it inside out then.
Okay.
Things.
That's what it says. Turning the bag inside out closes the orifice.
Okay.
So for right now, I'm just going to turn it inside out and roll it up.
Okay, as you turn it out inside out, it kind of goes, and then quiet.
Well,
Well, let's
That
not
was-
stick our arms in bags anymore.
okay. What about yours, boss? What did it do?
Mine appears to be a bag of holding. So I can store all kinds of things in here.
What did the bag do? Though?
What's the bag do?
What the bag doing? Eating my whole body.
You still got all your fingers?
Well, I unarmor my left hand, and I'm actually missing the middle two fingers on my left hand. It's like, I already was missing these, but I just rearm it.
Perfect. So now you're left in this this cold, dark, quiet, wonderful magical items found.
I kick the box.
Okay, it kind of wobbles. It does not break.
Box full of bags. Should have known.
It attacks you
Well,
now.
it's not
It's a
gone.
mimic.
Right back inside. Except I can like this one.
Right, perfect.
It's actually just a chest with devouring. It's not a mimic.
Oh, really.
I'm upset.
In the old time, they call it a chest of everything eater. So, what are you going to do at this point now? You didn't really get a good investigation of the other room with the dead in there.
Because they started trying to kill us.
Correct. So you can either look here, or you can just look here now, or you can move on towards the other southern rooms.
Little look-see days.
Yeah, I guess we.
No idle in here.
So let's head back and investigate elsewhere.
Okay. So walking out of this room, and then back upstairs, it's just again a quiet, almost.
Wait, wasn't there 4 doors in that room where we found all the skeletons?
No, so when you're in the main foyer,
Yeah.
so the actual commons, there is the one door that's to your right that you go downstairs, and that's where the skeletons are. And then if you come back up, there's a hallway that goes straight down. And there's a turn as well.
Hey, fellas. Just realised something. Yep. Nothing we saw down there explained why the stairs were clean, or what that thing was we saw at the bottom.
Where'd the
Possibly.
I said, well, what if
Oh, was it the slime?
Yeah, you think it's probably the slime.
Oh, wow, it's quick. Oh, okay. No, never mind then.
Or these slimes, as if they might exist in that whole area.
Great. Fantastic. Super happy about that.
Let's not go down there. Find the hallway?
Sure.
Alright.
Go down the hallway.
So as you're walking down this hallway, you immediately see that there is a right turn to it. So you just completely take that turn. It leads into something just a darker room. How far? Who has the darkest? Well, the furthest darkest.
60 darker.
The
Minus
darkest
60 as well.
Okay. Going in there, you can see that there what looks to be an ornate wall. There's a disc of something on there, which I'm not too sure what that might be. And then you can't really see anything going just straight ahead. So that might just turn off or something.
Can I retroactively say I picked up my torch as we left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm blind with the bat.
I guess you want to go forward?
Yeah, let's check out this ornate wall.
Okay.
Should we check for danger?
Oh, yeah, that probably would be the safe thing to do.
So yes, you can check for.
I'll just stick my axe out.
Okay.
I'm not very good at investigating.
Just sticking out in the air and waving around, nothing happens whatsoever.
I step on random spots on the floor.
Okay.
It's so safe. Why are you using your foot?
So are you just kind of like jumping, like?
Yeah, I'm just like,
Just nothing.
or I'm just kind of like feeling around more with my foot than like stomping on spots.
All right, so give me investigation.
That is an 18.
An 18. So there's kind of like a tappity tap. Cool. Oh no. And then so you can see like this one right here is going to be. Looking back, you're probably like about 15 feet away from your team.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like down here. This little spot, don't touch it.
And so you want to move. What's your speed? Do you want to move 5 by 5 to get to it, because it's probably like a 40 foot length. So right now you're at 45. Do you want to slowly make your way?
Yeah, I'll just slowly make my way for now.
All right. So you can give me dexterity as wish. I can say even stealth if you're kind of not hiding, but kind of moving carefully up.
Okay, well.
Got my axe out now after the last round.
7.
7? All right. So moving around, you don't really hit anything until you do press down on something. You just missed it. Those who can see in the darkness, that face in itself kind of starts laughing.
Face?
So there's like a engraving, almost like a Gorgon face. So it kind of shakes a little bit, and it fires spears, like 3 spears, kind of in this angle, straight through, like so base past it. So basically, you'll still need. So everyone has to dodge out of the way to do dexterity saving throws, because it's lined in a way that can even catch you.
7 again.
I got
5.
7 as well.
Okay. So,
5 of that is my actual dex.
so what's the marching order? And that will basically explain who
I would have been in
catches.
the back.
Okay.
I was.
Yeah.
I feel like I was following him. After,
Okay, yeah.
I gotta get off in front again because I was
Yeah.
Okay.
checking for traps.
So it's all aware. So if you're in the middle, so what did you roll?
Yeah, middle I'm at 16.
Perfect. Then it worked out perfectly. So as it fires, it basically one catches you, one passes, one catches you. As you like, nope, it catches you, and you're all take. That's why I was in the back. So you take 70 piercing damage as these.
I take how much?
7. piercing
Oh
damage.
god.
70. Oh my.
I thought you said 70, and I was like,
God.
what the hell?
Just die.
Welcome to the meat grinder, boys.
What is that spear made of?
How much do I take?
Hey, Noah, they just don't make the spears like they used to
They
anymore.
really don't, man. I need to get me one of these.
Wait, was that my damage or his damage?
Actually, I can roll all 3 of you each. So do you want me to roll separately, or do you want to just take that 7?
Oh, I already took the 7.
Okay.
Okay, I'll also just take 7.
Okay. Because I was like, it's 3d6, so.
This one didn't hurt me at
I
all.
like to cough up a little bit of blood.
Yeah, it's a free action.
You see it like squirt out from under my helmet.
And so you can see like the face kind of just. And it stops moving.
What did he do to activate that?
Stepped on something on the floor.
Hey,
I'm gonna
Close. I
summon
have a suggestion.
like the fire. I'm gonna
Yes.
throw it at the face.
Okay.
I would suggest
Um,
don't do that again.
right, so
All
just
right.
give me this
I keep
an attack just for a while.
Like my attack spell.
Yes.
23.
Okay, it does hit it, yeah.
And I don't know if it does damage, but do you want me to roll for it?
Yes, please.
13 fire.
Okay. It kind of causes just to shimmer a little bit, but doesn't do any like other than damage, but leave just like scorches a burn on it, and it's just still in the sunlight. I would say that you're probably now within. If it's a 40-foot corridor, you're now at about the 25-foot mark of it.
Okay.
So you're closer to this.
I want to like again cautiously move forward, but this time I want to have my bag of holding open.
For catching spears.
But can I safely hold the bag of devouring open? Also, it only activates when you stick something living in it.
So
You can put items in it, but then when you rush back
for
into
those who
it,
don't know, this box right here is my chest of inspiration. So I'm going to give you inspiration before that.
Oh dear.
Bounced off the thing.
Yes, you didn't need no.
well, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's pretty durable.
That is wonderful.
That was fine.
Is that only for this game?
It's 3D printed.
Yes, it
That was
is.
3D printed?
Yeah, it was 3D printed, then I shaved it and painted
I was like, what's
it,
nice?
wrapped it in wire. Crow skull.
I like the bear skull better.
I mean, yours is real. I like mine because animals should live.
But animals are tasty.
Hamburger. So, anyways, so again, give me like a cautious stepping.
Yeah.
But I would also like you to roll me perception as well.
For perception, that's 8. And another just like what do you want me to roll for just cautiously stepping again?
You can do the stealth as well.
Okay.
Solo stuff.
5.
So,
About to catch more spears.
so I would say though, again because happenstantially it was made before I knew that there was such a short stature person. As you're walking by, you feel. Are all of you still following behind him so closely, or are you just kind of like?
Not closely.
I'm still pretty close.
Oh, I'm okay. I haven't gotten any harm.
All right, so give me a dexterity saving throw. You two.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yes, please.
This is one that's gonna bite me in the ass.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, geez, man. This is pretty much.
Showing up is gonna be the
I
one.
mean, technically, I should just stand outside because with this armor,
Yeah, because you're.
I could clear most of this hallway in one go.
This is gonna
Yeah.
bite me.
It increases my movement.
Net 20, 25.
Okay.
What's a 10 get me?
Spear to the chest. That's what it got me.
Ooh, I still have the extra.
Activate all the traps.
Yeah, because you did activate the spears as well.
Stop it. Get some help.
So
You're great, boss.
so as one spear is still going to make it all the way towards you, so I still need you to make me that.
It's a spear again.
Yes. Oh, it's yes and no. So go ahead, roll, please.
Wait. Yes and no for a
Nope.
spear?
You'll see.
It's an exploding.
It's a screaming spear that explodes.
Like a Nerf ball.
6!
Okay, so you're far enough behind that what you witness is not going to cause you to want to walk further into this.
Yeah.
So with effortlessness, you dodge both spears as you watch the third spear flying towards your boss and then just disappear in the depths of this bag.
Got one.
Free spears!
I got a question, because I know I'm new to the game. Does the spear keep the same speed and momentum?
Yes, it does. So it's just
So if he was to attack with the bag of holding and just open it, would the spear fly out at the same speed? God, I hope so.
one can only win.
I just like
Comes out handle
endlessly
first, though.
dump my pistol into the bag. Like, buy ammo. Use actual
Keep
ammo.
dumping.
Endlessly dump it into the bag.
So firstly,
Oh, God.
And then he just goes, and it's a blunderbuss. Perfect.
so those who fail get the 8 piercing damage
Oh,
as the
goody.
last 2 spears fly towards you.
Oh, I'm gonna use.
Hey, do we have a healer in this party?
No.
Nope, we sure don't.
I can cure
I can heal
wounds.
myself a little bit.
So you two in front, you still passed your saving throw, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
25.
How much damage?
So that first one, what did it say? 8 damage. So the second one is. So let's see.
What does this do?
If that's right.
Looks like you will meet the same fate as the last.
How many hit points do you have left?
Who you talking to me?
Yes.
You
Oh,
can take
I
any
got
damage?
49.
Okay, good. So because you take 26 slashing damage.
Why?
Oh, okay.
So as you're walking by, something that you've missed your eye are thin slits that run across the line. So the minute that you walk, they immediately just in quick succession. You back up enough, moving out of the way of these things. You just, as they just hit you mid-drift,
Oh.
and then just go back into the walls, and you can kind of hear them scraping
You're
and
too
clanking
short.
to go through.
I'm just like, guys, what's that noise?
Use stone endurance as a reaction to knock off some of that.
Okay.
I might lose some of the hair off the mohawk, but no.
No, sir.
It's my constitution modifier.
Hopefully enough.
Oh, okay, that's 6. So 6 taken off of what was it?
So it's 20.
Damn right, a little better.
14's not so bad.
So 29. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so it was 26, so you took off the 6
Yeah.
of the 26, okay. And then you can kind of hear them clanking around as they kind of to possibly reset.
Wait, was that the 26? Was that from also counting the first spear that hit me?
No.
Okay,
no,
make
first
sure.
that was piercing, these are slashing.
Okay, make sure.
So what do you want to do? As again, the faces grinning, like gestural looks, kind of.
I turn around and ask, is anyone else better at seeing traps?
Can I crawl on my hands and knees?
Can we do stealth? Oh, is it really? Are we gonna use stealth for the?
Yeah.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay.
I'll switch with them.
Are you in front?
Can I use that spear?
The spear?
Can I get out the back?
I looking towards a wall and open up the bag.
The bag does not come out at this time.
You reach in, reach back out, it's just through your hand. It's like, ah!
I'll try to reach in and pull the spear out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reach in, you can pull the spear out.
I'm gonna start using that to kind of tap the ground like we did before.
Okay. I would say though, like as you're being cautious, the minute you kind of get past the threshold where the stones changed for these slots, you can immediately start hearing the clank as if they're like somehow setting themselves to come back out for some trigger. But it's different from what the pressure pad was.
They might come back out. Be careful.
All right.
Just work our way to the
Okay.
that face.
Okay.
Just trying to not push it down all the way, but
Okay.
feel-
Perfect.
I didn't realize there was
Look.
a big hammer fall over here.
So yes, you can give me the stuff as well.
So that is stone. So 23.
23, perfect. Again, not knowing what sets these off, so I'll give you advantage at the saving throw because you're not too sure what's setting the walls off. As you're kind of walking towards
Do I
something.
get advantage on the second throw?
Correct, absolutely.
23.
Perfect. So as you pass this change in stone, the minute you start hearing them come out and just again, you kind of just like ducking down and allowing them to finish their malicious work, and then they go back and recede. As you finally make it to this mercurial-looking flat tablet that seems to be like hammered metal, maybe out of brass or some type of metal. I'm not too sure. Polished to look like gold.
Did you guys come with me, or was that by myself?
Oh, we were
I was following
well
behind.
We still don't know what the trigger is.
Yeah, so you're not too sure what that is. You just know the stones.
Be careful.
What height were the blades at when they come out?
Just right here. Just runs
I'm
right to
just
you.
crawling on my hands and knees.
Okay.
I'm literally just like,
Is everyone else crawling on their hands and knees?
For
Well,
someone as
Well, I don't
tall,
know
I
me
don't
too.
even think crawling at that point is going
you
to
still
do
decide
good
on a
shots.
halfway on their tippy toes.
I'll say, is there anything like noticeable on the walls as far as like special like notches or
Now,
carvings anywhere?
while you think the dwarves allows you to sense traps, I will say that there are some writing that will allow Tessa's information to kind of give you advantage if you're trying to look around. Because there is writing on the walls, but to at least see if you can glean what this might mean or so forth.
You say advantage?
Yes.
Okay, good. On is it, what kind of check was it? Just
You can do, again, you can do, I'll say intelligence, investigation will work.
then just 10.
Okay, 10. All you can tell right now is that there is, before these stones change, there's a thin, like marble, kind of keystone put there. It doesn't go all the way up, it just kind of sets here, so it's kind of like a brick, and then it changes into a nicer looking type of stone. But there's just this like little segregation of it, but you're not too sure what that may or may not be.
Was there writing?
Was there writing on that or?
Yes, that's. I'll say that's basically what you're kind of getting. I'll say with yes, with that roll, then that's all that you get from it.
Okay. As I asked, does anyone can anyone detect magic? See if this little section is magical.
I can just take magic.
Oh, I can too.
What? You want to do it? You want me to
Mine's on a spell slot.
Oh. Yeah, you do it then.
Cast detect magic.
Okay. You can see that it glows with a lavender hue just on that stone, as if it's been imbued with some type of magic to catch when a trespasser passes through the threshold of it.
The stone's magic when you cross it.
Oh. So maybe before we cross the next one, we
We
throw
duck.
something through it
Okay.
to activate it before we're too close for the trap.
Okay. How big of an item are you gonna throw through it?
This fucking bag.
Are we past it?
You're past it.
I'm past it.
Yeah.
I'm a crawl.
You're gonna crawl.
Crawl.
All right. So give me stealth then, because there are still pressure plates. And
Crawl.
understanding that if they miss you, Your 2 comrades become targets for whatever it could be. Or sorry, 3 comrades. Except for this.
I rolled an 8. Please God.
So I think as if it's so close that it's technically rolling at disadvantage. So again, you can roll at advantage to dodge as you can hear it kind of.
Was it right in front?
Yeah. So it's kind of a, and then it starts firing.
Ah, jeez.
Wait, hang on real quick.
21.
Isn't he at the back
Or
of the
20.
pack?
Yeah.
So would it really affect us unless they're shooting down
Yeah,
You're
they're
down?
shooting
standing
down,
in
so-
front of it.
Yeah. So you immediately kind of hear like a faint, and then they'll fire.
Can I
at
try
you.
and hit him?
With
So I
that,
dodge
well,
it?
you roll that high, so I'll allow you to try to attack them to see if you
Okay.
can just stop all of them.
I'll just swing my axe.
I do want to say I'm still got the bag of holding with me.
What am I rolling again?
So I got 23 on the attack roll.
Okay, so I will say that you can hit. Let's see. Roll me a d4, then -1. I want to see what you can hit all 3.
0.
Oh.
I
Well,
got
since
1.
you hit it, then I will say 1. That's a 1. So you do take 1 out. As 2 now fly straight towards you.
Okay.
I guess you're gonna try to
I
bag
will
hold
try
it.
and bag one if I can.
Okay. And so dexterity for me again.
I'd like to roll after to see if he actually lands that like spear. That way I don't only have to worry about one. Ooh, boy. 11?
11. 11's fine for him. I'll say that you're kind of understanding their trajectory because they don't change. To catch another one as it disappears and looks like almost going inside of you as it disappears. 11 kind of flies, and you're just watching as they go over the heads towards.
Into the new
darkness.
game.
I don't want this game.
I'm not standing in front of that face anymore, by the way. I'm going to stand beside it.
So you're up, and so what are you doing? You're just waiting to see just full sprint to just make it without having to worry about it.
Let's just run.
Aren't I back at the beginning though?
Someone,
No,
did someone
were you
cross the
going
threshold?
back or are you going
No. I was going
Oh,
forward.
okay. I was like, why would you do? So yeah, no, I'll say that you can make it there.
Okay, cool.
What was that?
Did someone make it past with pushing the plates, or?
Yes, he activated it one more time, and then you've made it to your companion. What are you going to be doing?
Oh, I'll be doing long strides on that book.
Okay.
Some long legs or something.
If only one of us had like a wall crawling just across the ceiling. Back
I
down.
would say that if you did, well, you know that these aren't going to hit you, so you can just calmly walk.
I'm just gonna like
Jump
just
try to
like
catch him.
fast walk with the bag open. Catch any spears that might come in.
Just a little.
So give me, with this striding, you can either give me intelligence to think if you can remember where someone activated it, or you can give me a dexterity to see if you can just like basically clear the spot just by sheer
It wouldn't
luck.
be athletics.
Ooh, you need athletics, yeah.
Okay.
Colin, what do these spears look like? Like the one he's holding?
So the spears themselves are long, dark wood. The handles are all carved with just spiraling shapes. You don't think there's any really rhyme or reason other than something ornate. The spear tip itself is a dark, like almost a gunmetal colored diamond-shaped spear with another like little 2 spades that stick out of it.
Simple.
Turn that thing into a knife.
How's that Olympic 26 get me?
Oh, it clears.
Sweet.
Completely clear.
Long jumps like 40 feet.
runs on the wall a little bit. And so you make it to this mask, this smiling mask, as it just kind of stands there mockingly looking at all of you.
I'll examine it.
All right,
Look
so
for anything noticeable writing. Not
Okay.
touching it, just looking.
okay.
My eyes.
I'm keeping my distance.
So at advantage again, just because this is something that could be a part of archaeological.
What do you want me to roll? Insight or investigation?
Investigation.
So 13.
13. So you know that this is actually some type of door. It's not just. It's just a wall. It's actually a door of some sort.
Okay. How big is the face again?
Probably about this.
Big enough that I would think it's like this is the door.
So you think the face is just basically think of it as a really demented door knocker, and then the wall itself somehow can be lifted up.
Any writing or anything?
Writing, no. The only thing I would say that you realize is that the head does shake from side to side before it fires and giggles and fires and things out.
Let's try and
What should we do? This looks like
try
a
and
door.
knock on it.
Oh my god.
I have a feeling it's either overheating or something, or it's really cool.
He knocks. He said he knocks.
We
on
can
it.
all like stand off to the side of it, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, you guys stand to the side. I'm gonna knock at it.
Okay. That
Holding
solid
bag at the
sound
ready.
of granite as you just knock on a cold stone. It doesn't like answer to you. There's no response to the other side of this thick stone.
I'm gonna reach down and just try to lift it up.
Okay, perfect. As you reach down, you can see that there are, but looks almost like handholds, just cut out grooves.
This could be dangerous.
So you can kind of fit just like probably about like, well, your hands are big enough, so you can probably fit about like, I would say 5 inches of hand just kind of into a weird, awkward way, but kind of grab onto it. You can see that that style has it four hands, but because of your size, it's 2 hands on each side to kind of straddle it. So give me a strength check at this point.
Athletics?
Yes.
9.
So it doesn't really budge at all.
Finn, can I get help? Finn.
Yeah, it's like, can I try and help as well?
Oh no, we're gonna let a real man do it.
Let me show you how Quincy does it.
You can get it up just this high.
Do you think trying back up or?
You can do it in blood. I think you'll be fine. You want to like 20 more minutes?
Perfect.
I'm gonna open this door wide.
Hang on, boss. I'm gonna take care of
Never
this.
mind.
Okay,
Never mind.
can we do it together? That's what I was gonna say.
Yes.
All right, what are we doing?
Let's do it together.
What are we rolling
Athletics.
for? Athletics? Oh, okay, that's somewhat good.
I got 9.
What you do because of the concept so that you two can roll insight at advantage. And as they're lifting, or at least trying to lift.
Me as well.
19.
19.
19? You think that there's a chance that something has to happen to the head before, to his face before it can like.
And I got a 16 as well. So.
Okay, perfect.
Is there handholds on the face?
It's just the golden disc-like shaped face that's just sitting.
But
on
can we
the
get like any kind of purchase
You
on
can
it?
you can feel like you can like stick your hands in the eyes or mouth and kind of move it around.
Yeah.
Stay in the spear hole.
I was trying to like
Not
just
just
like turn it or something.
yeah.
Okay.
Me
So
from the top and from the bottom. Try
as
to
you're-
rotate it.
as you're rotating, there is a sound as if something has given way as a mechanism.
Now we lift.
Alright.
Now we lift. Now we lift.
Yeah,
Now we
I
lift.
got 10.
So it's, 12.
12. I'll say like how it was budged, even though I think it's kind of awkward. You have to like basically pretzel arms it because both of you are so wide. So you start lifting, you can immediately see like air blowing the dust from underneath it, but it doesn't lift all the way up. So it's still.
Even with a powerful build?
Now, what is it adding to you?
It says
You count one size larger when determining your carrying capacity
Lift.
and the weight you can push, drag, and lift.
Okay, so what number does that? Does that have a number to it?
doesn't say.
Doesn't say. Just a
I think it's
stat.
just for effects that like if it's like only such and such creature size
Yeah.
creature can actually affect.
So
this.
probably wouldn't technically be like a check. It would be like you're big enough to actually pick that up.
Okay.
Would we be able to act that as like an advantage maybe? Or substitute that or something like that?
I'll allow that one if you wish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Still not good.
12.
All right,
You go with that last number I had?
Yeah. So again, you're kind of lifting it, and again the air kind of cool air rolls from underneath and kind of pushes dust as it moves. But it
All right, boss.
All right. Let me show you how it's done.
I want to step up to the other side, like spit on my hand, and go for it.
And I also just.
Oh, laugh like hell if boss gets this.
18.
I got 12.
I'm just like,
That's why he's the boss.
So
You see his spine just like flexing out of his back, but he just
you can't make
herniates
it
a
this
disc.
high though.
You're gonna have to make a dexterity saving throw as this herniated disc flies down the hallway. So you do get actually a good purchase on it, figuring out sort of lifting. The problem is it only goes this high. As you get it up, and it doesn't seem to catch on anything. So now you're holding.
I'm just like, alright guys, go under, please.
No one can fit right now. So both of you can at least hold it in place, or try to at least now.
Once again.
Since he loosened it for you.
We're gonna count, right? 3, 2,
1.
Oh, that's much better. 20.
Oh, okay. That's
It was meant to
19.
be.
20.
So you kind of angle yourselves to take the burden off of this little guy, and then just so you can push it up in here. And once basically it leaves your hand and gets high enough, it pops into place with a and keeping it from falling down as rocks and some dust kind of falls, dusting the air before it kind of settles, and the whatever there causes some of it to blow. There is kind of just a dark place. At this point, you can still see the eerie light that kind of shines as multiple pinpoints, and then kind of going into this darkened place. If you're far enough, you can see that there's probably some type of altar, but around you, it seems as if these holes are purpose, almost like stars. As they're cut, they just leave strings of light rays.
Can I check to see if there's like some type of specific pattern going on with it?
Absolutely. At advantage, is fine.
Okay. Just like a insight or something, or?
Yes, insight's fine.
That would be 14.
I would say that they do seem to match the actual night sky for those, especially since you are of the persuasion of piracy, or so you know that these match constellations that shine through. They kind of bless this area. You kind of your eyes focusing, or at least seeing in the dark, you see that there's a large body of water, and this pillar, like a little, basically like an altar, but cylindrical, sits there. Like empty, but it seems to have something that has purpose to it. It stands probably taller than you, probably about 4 feet, and then there's a small base, and then it's just water all around it. The water itself doesn't look brackish, but again, the darkness of the light, you're not too sure on it.
Don't put your hand in.
No.
I'll walk up and put my spear in the water. That's
Okay.
weird.
So as you kind of walk in, you have the sense of smelling fresh water. You didn't think that the smell of the swamp could ever be overpowered by clean water, but just that stark difference, it smells like fresh water. You go and plunge your spear in, and the water parts itself. As it does that, you can see that the water kind of jumps around a little bit until, in a spiraling position, 3 snake-like things that look like water serpents kind of pop out, looking at all of you, and immediately.
I'm gonna back up as soon as I can.
Can I wave at them?
And yet, just immediately, these look like some elemental creature in itself. Confused and hunting in its own right, just trying to figure out what your presence is here. So you can give me nature if you wish.
I want to talk to her. Oh, that's the monster manual.
Nature 21.
Perfect. So you know that these things are called water weirds, elemental creatures, but they can understand Aquid, which is an elemental's speech, but it can't speak back to you. I would say that you would also know because primordial, you technically can speak to these creatures themselves. So immediately you can just feel the spray of water as they kind of gurgle up roars and just kind of move around to figure out again why you're trying to stab them and so forth.
We mean no harm. I'll take my spear out.
Okay, and you're saying this in
Yeah.
Aquan. And I always flavor it. Aquan has, basically, as if you're speaking like water. So, and just speaking to it. So as you're kind of speaking, two of them kind of just focus in on you. The third one seems to be just caught in just a bit of a rage. Maybe that's where the spear went to it. So it kind of goes to lunge at you and then starts turning its head to listen to you speak to it. So I would like you to give me, I would say, since it's just elemental, you can give me persuasion to try to tell you that this thing is you're not trying to hurt it.
Okay, and I've got that Fey charisma bonus.
Okay.
So 9. Persuasion, you say?
Yes.
10. 11.
Chief. I think that's a 6.
No, it's a 9.
No?
13.
13.
Oh, okay.
So two of
Mine
them,
was different then.
two of them kind of look at you every once in a while, just
6
animalistically
is
kind
like
of
that, 9 is like that.
kind of animalistically kind of like snapping at each other. The third one seems to still not want to have anything to do with it. So it starts moving closer to you as you can see this bubbling and puddles and so forth. It gets really close to you to the point you're feeling the spray of this water. And what could be a semblance of a lip curling as it's just getting as close as it possibly can to you. What are you doing at this time as you see these large creatures kind of arching, moving around and so forth at the shots?
Boss, what would we do?
Is he talking to it?
Sounds like he's talking to him.
Oh, are you talking to it?
Yes.
Are they gonna hurt us?
I don't know.
And so like, as you're kind of talking, the minute it figures that there's another person that does kind of quickly look at you, or all of you then kind of quickly go back, trying to figure out the angle. The other ones are still just kind of disappearing, coming back, and just kind of looking around and so forth.
I'll wave at him.
I'll try again. Just be like, peace.
Okay.
And try to be really calming.
All right.
These are not the adventurers.
And just 12.
12. Just because at least that's enough to, because they already dropped down in hostility, just enough. So that one kind of lets out like a gurgling growl and then kind of goes back into the water. The other ones kind of still dance around, trying to figure out if you mean them any harm, but more on alert versus hostile. Just kind of looking at you. The other one just kind of probably lost interest at this point.
I'll put the spear like over on the ground too.
Okay, they kind of like purposely watch as it falls and then kind of go back to you, watching like the ripples and so forth on them. And then just as slowly watching the water kind of splashing away, graying this area, and the smell of like wet stone as again they're moving around to figure out what are these new little creatures are about, kind of thing.
Can I ask? I'm just gonna ask it. Can I pass?
So it kind of just looks at you, and then just looks at the other one, but it doesn't do anything other than that one. So what you can do is give me also investigation. It seems to be censored in the room, so they probably can't get out to reach you.
23.
Okay. Good. Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled 2.
Okay.
What am I looking for?
You can do
Investigation?
investigation. So these things are weird. You've never seen a water snake before. It's definitely not a water dragon, but they're everywhere and you're kind of focused on it.
That's an 8.
That's an 8.
That's an 8.
You're kind of amazed too that these weird water noises can come out of your friend. You never hear him speak like he's a puddle.
You can speak water?
Drops.
It goes. Hang on.
This man's spitting.
So, sorry, little bud. So, looking around, you can see that there are what looks like levers. At least 3 of them that go across the room. In front of each lever, beside each lever, I'm gonna do it again.
Redneck.
Lever.
Redneck.
There seems to be there seem to be statues, kind of just, and another again style of prayer, more serious versus all the like happy, joyous ones. Really kind of focused inward towards the center of the room.
But we can't get to those?
You can walk around as long as you don't like cut through. If you just kind of walk around.
Walk around.
Okay. So there, you even for yourself have to kind of reach up. You can look down and see that there was probably something that was like stools or some kind of like ornate ability that just now broken down. But just because of your height, you can just easily reach and grab one of the levers if you wish.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm just gonna grab it. I'm gonna cast message to him and be like, should I pull this? And
We don't know.
Okay. So there's a when it locks in place. You can see that the center, at least close to the water weir, kind of a line drops out like an aqueduct that leads to the wall beside you. And it just kind of leads basically as a trail. Some of the water that seems to be off of them does trickle and go into like a grate. But it just opens one. They kind of look and then again don't pay attention to what happened though.
So water's draining into it or
Out
out?
of it.
Oh.
you effed us.
No, it's leaving it.
So can I get to the next one?
You can.
How many of these levers are there?
There's 3. That one is really it's gonna be really high for you. Other than he can just like leave you on the lever and then go get another one.
I gotta go climb.
I'm just gonna go to the next one, I guess.
Okay. So again, pulling it and using some force, again it locks, and then you can see that the brickworks drop and it leads to again some of the trickling goes. The main weirds themselves don't move out of it. They get more interested in just being here, being entertained or at least being engaged with, but not again anything else. If you're on the last one, basically, I guess the last, or did you put him on one and then just keep walking to the next one kind of thing?
I could have, I suppose.
I mean, you flavor
I
it.
mean, if you want me to.
You get this one, both. I just hang him on it and go to the next one.
Alright.
All right.
And to like try and get it down, I like kick up my legs and just
Perfect. And just with pretty much effort of this body weight, it locks into place with a little bit of a, and then it opens up as well. Again, the trickling, the weirds themselves kind of do look at it, but again, don't leave the spot. But once they're all open, you can hear the sound of what sounds like water rushing inside, like basically lower. Think of like a sewer drainage. So you can hear the cascading waters in there, but the weirds themselves don't leave at this point.
Can we get to the pillar in the middle?
You possibly can, but you just don't know what that's going to cause the weirds to do.
Okay, so the weirds, so it's like,
So there's a center hole, which is probably 30 around, and then just a center like pedestal that has this thing on it.
okay.
The weirds dance around, and now that there's like channels that go to 3 different like drain, basically draining grates.
Is the water gone?
The water's not gone. Only when they splash, the water does go into the drain, but them themselves have stayed around.
Try and convince him to go down the drains.
I just say, go.
All right, so it could be persuasion.
specifically say be free.
Be free, beautiful little water tentacles.
16, 18, 19, 20.
Oh, perfect.
30, 20.
So the two kind of extend and look up, and then you can see one kind of turning its head to listen to the sound of water, and it just kind of just. Another one just stops and starts listening, and it dives in the water and goes the opposite direction as it starts going thin to flow through the water, just kind of cascading this white foam as it just goes down the other one. The other one kind of watches to make sure, okay, and then it immediately traces to it. The last one kind of, again, looks at you, gets really close to the point where the front of your nose is kind of in its solidity or its form. And it's like, okay, whatever, and then just kind of goes, and then the last one, as you watch as they kind of spiral and then drain out. As they finally drain out, the weight that they've causes this pillar to start sliding down, including the pedestal, and when it finally hits the wet splash of the remnants of them, there's the the idol standing there, now exposed by basically the sleeve of it. This weird, creepy grimace.
Now here's what we shouldn't do. Go in there and grab it.
It's definitely a trap.
What
of
should
some
we
kind.
do?
I have mage hand.
Do it.
I'm gonna zip it. But I'm gonna go back around to where the door is first. Alright, come on, boss.
Alright.
So is it within 30 feet if I'm
Yes.
standing at the... Okay, then I'm just gonna...
I'll go back
I'm
to
gonna
the
stand
door,
next to you with a bag of holding the open door. Put it in here.
Alright, so I'm just gonna like... grab it and just sling it into the bag of holding.
The ultimate shield.
Alright.
I'm just gonna... and then...
You die immediately. No,
I what? The mage hand literally just goes... and I just...
how terrifying. You see the mage hand grab it and you just watch it just necrotize until it gets back to you. No. So you grab it and just with a little it comes off in full form. As it does that,
1,000 knives fall from the ceiling.
so as it does that, within this area you hear what sounds like a click noise.
Oh shit.
But it seems to have just been somewhere far, but it's loud enough that you feel like a wall has probably fallen or something.
Alright, I feel like everyone should go and get back through the doorway just in case.
Okay. So as you're walking back through the back basically the way that you came, you happen to look over and you can see that skeleton room. Or at least you can see that there's now more light, a bluish color, coming out of the bottom. So it's basically being illuminated by something downstairs as well.
We've got to go check.
Okay. So as you go downstairs, you can see that the area that you were looking at was that wall. It has fallen in. The thing about the wall, though, that there are 2 pins that seem to have been basically keeping it in there. Whatever you did in the other room seems to have released this thing that kind of falls in like an L shape. In the back, there's another chest.
Oh.
So you can also roll again a d4 for me.
Do you want to change delis or do we keep going?
Last one was good.
Yeah, we didn't get any shit out of that one.
I didn't almost get eaten alive.
We didn't almost get eaten
number?
alive.
2.
I almost
2
got
again.
eaten
2
alive.
again.
Alright.
Alright, is it fair to assume, because I got a 2, that me and him get these 2?
No, that's cool. I'll take it.
That's
You got the bad one, how about that?
Alright, well here, I already got pulled up. Same rules as last time. The
Ooh, it's a drain.
Perfect.
one that the first 2 that wins for the items. And then
Oh Lord, for the whole thing.
It's gonna zoom out.
Oh Lord. It's a big old trick.
Yeah.
but they should die less in this one.
There were so many that just...
Only 3 made it.
To be
Only
fair,
3
though,
out of 20.
it had to happen.
Yeah.
Had to happen.
It's the only way you get
The other one that made it, like the third
That
one,
was 13.
was number 20.
Oh.
But I'm not going to say what it is because we can still use this
Yeah,
list
yeah.
again.
13.
Oh, 13's gonna kick it out, I feel like.
You think it's gonna lose?
I don't think it is. I don't know what that is
It's got it.
in the center. I feel like there's a bunch of holes that just go.
It's like speed bumps.
Oh no. He's losing so
Wait, no.
fast. Oh, he climbed back up.
Yeah,
Oh
he's back
shit.
first.
He-
I don't think it was only doing that because of the weird loops.
Yeah, the way they're positioned. Yeah. I think 13's got it.
Oh, jeez, 13 bouncing all over the
Oh yeah, 13's way ahead. It's on.
Sometime up.
13's third now.
He's coming back. He's
Oh,
coming
he's
back.
back
So,
first.
Luke.
Oh yeah, 13. I think 13 might have it. Although 8 could sneak up.
Whatever that is.
probably gonna be 13. Oh.
No!
Oh, it's 8.
With 8, you got past.
Oh.
Where did 13 go?
Hell, it's second right now.
Oh, okay.
Yep, 8
Let me see
13.
it. So I can pull it out.
Okay, I knew that was
Okay.
Alright. 8 and 13?
Yep. You can go ahead and tell them.
Okay. Back up.
Yeah. There you go.
Alright, so as you walk to this almost esophagus, sarcophagus. That's the grand
Definitely just
sarcophagus length kind of chest. When you crack it open, there's only, again, 2 items in there. So one item seems almost like a spear. But with this item, it has on it, instead of just regular blades, they're crooked, almost like lightning bolts. The other one, there's just a small like ivory, or like little goats stacked on each other. Looks like a little figurine.
Okay, I want the spear. That's sweet, perfect. I was like, what class is he? I was like, is spear even useful for you? But that works perfectly fine.
That works out.
I think
Alright, he gets.
both are attuned. I think the goats might be, but I think that one is.
I don't
The
think.
goats.
I don't think the goats are.
Okay.
You wanted the goats?
Alright, I'm gonna shoot that.
So
You
close
get a whole
inspection.
page to yourself.
Close inspection, you see that this is a type of javelin, so it's gonna be a thrown weapon.
Okay. Javelin of lightning. Okay.
Sounds pretty shocking.
Disadvantage.
I'll just see myself out.
It's so bad, I'm gonna take Trey's inspiration.
Oh,
No.
Now,
But say it.
assuming y'all probably won't get to use these, obviously tonight, because it's already 10:05.
Okay.
But if we do this again, you'll have them for that session.
Yes. And so, without too much of an issue, you've made your way back into still the gloom, but you notice like how different of just the darkness to light. This gloom, after being into these ruins, seems to be almost just dawn for you. Again, nothing until you pass into the more vibrant swamp, lively swamp. As you can hear things moving around again. Making your way back, I would say that you have yourself a type of, almost like a messaging stone. It doesn't do anything but causes a beacon. The beacon will inform, again, the captain to come back. But you know that you probably at least give yourself about maybe a day or so. So setting up camp near this rocky, brick area, grassy place is the best part for you to set up camp, have dry wood, and then just kind of eat and just regale each other with stories and so forth. Within, I would say, maybe about 8 hours, so basically a long rest, you can hear that distant sound of distortion of air as the airship kind of makes its way, coasting across, causing this plethora of birds to run away as he disturbs the treetops, and then finally kind of comes down a little bit, and you watch as a rope falls down, a ladder rope. And then just him kind of holding onto his hat, like, "Well met, boys! How do you fare?"
I said, we found what we came for.
Excellent! Well, get on board. I don't trust this place. Gives me the willies.
All right.
So he kind of goes back, and then as you're kind of climbing up, he just kind of grabs your forearms and helps pulling you up, and other folks do as well, and so finally kind of crimps up the ladder rope. Fast forward to you making your way back to the city itself. You gave you time enough to get washed, get showered. I mean, you've been out here for a few days, and then getting back to Miss Bell's abode. Without an issue, a quick rapping, the door opens to, again, Little Bo, the butler frog, is kind of and he's kind of walking and letting you come in. You can see that that Jada is kind of looking over her clipboard, like kind of writing something as like, maybe it came out too strong, so now I'm just going to kind of play hard to get kind of thing. She kind of waves and fixes her glasses and just keeps writing. And so then Miss Bell this time just kind of happily meets you in her foyer, just kind of hands across each other with a big smile on her feline face. It's like, welcome back. I take it that it was a success for you?
Yeah, I open up the bag of holding and pull the idol out.
Oh, my lord, I didn't think it was going to be so big. Thank you. Just,
That was in character too.
okay, bro, did not. I did not allow it. I feel that you kind of like, he just kind of takes it, and then the little blue wall kind of walks and it gets like a little, has like a little velvet cush pillow and just kind of sets it on there. She's like, so put it with the other trinkets, will you? And he kind of pats on his head. He just bows in his way and just kind of moves on. She's like, I'm always happy to see all of you. You can hear that there's a purr that's constantly resonating as she's in her between her words. And so she's like, as promised, please. And she goes and pulls out like what seems to be a chain for like a pocket watch, but attached to the pocket watch chain there's also like a black key. And she goes and unlocks a tress, like basically like a dresser that kind of has like a chest thing. So she pulls them, they open, she lifts it and it opens. And then she struggles a little bit. It's like, we're one of you strong lads, please.
I've got it.
If anyone sees Jada's like, it just goes back, like rolls her eyes and goes back to just writing something. And so, I mean, it's heavy. It's hefty. You could probably carry it on your head.
Yeah.
And then just kind of sets with the hard, and the coin kind of rattles around. And then she's like, as always, you're welcome to my home, and I love doing business with you. At this point, anytime you need my help, you're more than welcome. And I understand why all of you are called Quincy's crew. And we'll end it there.
Yay!
I appreciate it, guys. That was great. Am I still active on this thing, or am I dead? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Face gone.
Well, that's the disembodied voice. This has been our first D&D live stream. Hope you liked it. It was, I know, a format that was new to me, but I think it did work out for at least some enjoyment for everyone watching and everyone at the table as well. So, depends on the response. We might do it again later. Same characters, same situation. Hopefully a little bit smoother, but I mean, to be perfectly honest, I think it went smashingly in comparison. So yeah. Jacob, technician, what you got for me?
Very good.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. It
Oh.
felt like Christmas sitting over here. I was like, look at all the stuff I get to do.
And as we roll out, I will say, you have anything to say, Noah?
Specifically me or
No,
just
just.
Something
It's
about the
been
camera.
fun. I like this character even more than I thought I was going to, and I thought I was going to like him pretty good. And damn this bag. Damn it.
Trey, what do you have for us?
I was also having a good time. I like I definitely want to see more of the marble races, just like the randomness of it.
Yeah, I think that went really well. What you got for us, Josh?
It was a lot of fun. I like my character, surprisingly. It's kind of fun to play.
Yeah, I was saying that it's a toss-up now if I
Yeah.
like Koval or
You're both so
Rainbow.
interesting.
Then what you got for us? Lastly, then.
I thought it was actually a lot of fun. I did find how all of us congregated around Quincy. We were just like nodding. We were like, okay,
Yeah.
boss.
Yeah.
You have these two giants of people just calling this maybe 3 foot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It was perfect.
I think that's what I said in my character description. Was I was 3 feet.
Yeah.
Because he goes
8 feet
3
tall.
feet. And then Noah, you
I'm
are
6 foot even.
Yeah,
so
you're
small
6
for
foot
an orc,
even.
but still twice his size.
Triple.
You would
Two
think
literal
this,
giants.
you would think that Quincy owns
includes all of us.
I will say, with like the random encounters, it was very interesting seeing how Colin incorporated them. Because he didn't see it before, like 30 minutes after we started. Just I sat over here making them as y'all were playing.
Nice.
So.
Yes, and again, I'd like to thank everyone who joined us. 100% like to thank all the guys present. That was really cool.
I think one off without a hitch.
Helps sharpen that camera though, but but helps sharpen the old DM skills. So yeah, hopefully if you do it again, please join us. Tell your friends, and we'll hopefully see you another time, another journey.
Tell them where else.
Real simple.